fans, drivers, hope you're all well. Welcome to the Season 2 Showdown event. Sorry, not Showdown, the last chance qualifier to get to the Showdown next week. We're going to have 3 races tonight. First starting with the Mazda RX Roadster Touring Car at Tsubaka. How do you say this track, Rav?
It's Tsukuba Circuit.
Tsukuba, there we go, I always get it wrong. Trying to remember it out my head here. Followed by Sardegna C and GR4 cars. Both of those will be shorter races running on sprint race points, and then we're having a longer SF race which will be double points later on. Some changeable conditions there, so lots to look forward to. Rav, welcome. How are you doing? Maybe you can give us a rundown on who's racing today.
Good evening, GTSA. Good evening, Stephen. Nice to be here again. Nice to be a co-host for a little bit. And yeah, these are like the best of the best to get to the best of the best. So it's gonna be probably very close racing here tonight. I think they're already on. No, they're on practice laps at the moment. Qualifying starts at 8 o'clock. Currently, we have. I'm gonna go through the list as I see them doing their laps here. We got Serious Sam running currently in first place at least on the practice laps. We've got Kennels, MGR Kennels. We've got Crazy 8's Henny, D-Man, who has also come up a lot in this GTSA season. We've got Lequera as well, MGR Lequera, who has also bounced far up from his previous runnings. RSA Rusty, who has been dipping in from Pool 2 to Pool 1 to Pool 2, and there around. We got Kev or Hollywood, who has won a race a few races ago, so he's looking to get that pace back in and try to get to the top of the logs. And then Sam, SAM, JP Laser, currently sitting in 9th. These guys are all just on their practice runs, so probably some of them have these sandbags just on the passenger seat there. We'll see if they take them off now in the next couple of minutes. Slag Easter jumping up to position 2 there. Also has been jumping around, and I've raced against him a few times. Prone to committing a couple of mistakes here and there, but when he gets going, he gets going. So if he has his proper pace for this race, he's going to be one to contend at the top. Awesome. And that, I think, is all for now. We're still waiting for a couple of drivers to either jump in from the pits or just to enter to track. We got Pumpkin Patch, Sony, and I almost said Susbog GT, but he's here in the commentary box with me.
I'm not quite fast enough to go into these guys. I think last season I came 25th, and I saw the highest placed driver in this last chance qualifier, I think, was Mr. DNG. He was 21st in the Nations, I think. I could be wrong on his position, but around about there. So even if I was racing, I probably would have missed out. Leave it to you. Now, on that note though, you did actually qualify for this race, and on your current form, I think you might have even had a chance of going to the final. So what are you doing here, Trivs? Give us an explanation.
Ravs, by the way.
No, Rav, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry, we get confused. Poor Sam, Serious Sam, always gets confused because we have a Riz, we got Ravs, and we got Trivs. So he bounces around the names here in team pace, but it's always funny.
Reading the GTSA admin Discord, so that's I was thinking about Triv's last message and then speaking to you. But yeah, what are you doing here? You should be on track tonight. I'm sure, I think it's DNG or JP Laser who's thankful that you're not, because those are the two that made it through last.
Definitely Mr. DNG, because I've had some lack of battles with him as well. But I'm just here because I thoroughly just want to see what these guys get up to. I enjoy watching the race just about as much as I enjoy racing itself. But we know the guys, GTSA, love my commentary as well. So having a double up of cool, calm, and collected Steven and energetic Revs will make a solid team. And plus, I'll be your eyes wherever you're not watching. So definitely. I'll be hopping around the other drive.
Well, we're grateful to have your smooth tones coming out the big hole of Kimberley with a little shut every now and again from that wonderful internet. Yeah, how's it, Ken? Kalen in the comments there. JP, welcome to all the others. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Roadrunner, who else is here?
Oh yeah, we hit 500 subs. Kalen, just let us know. Well done, GTSA community. This is all you guys. So, an awesome shout to the Gran Turismo South Africa YouTube channel. Awesome, and I don't even know. My brain farted earlier. I don't know if you did the sponsors yet.
Yeah, well, I did see Calendar, the auto sponsors prompt.
Look at him go.
Yeah, Callan's like taking over here. He's going for that most contributions to GTSA certificate this year. He's going to take it off.
Yeah, no,
Pumpkin
he's
Patch,
been going crazy.
The internet.
Surely we would have seen Kalen at the
a big step
we would
up.
have seen him at the top if he wasn't doing the website and all the background work.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it so much from all the guys doing it, from you, Stephen,
Mr.
Josh,
Pace
and others in the background just there.
Welcome, Bryson. Also, just on that note, yeah, big shout out to Kalen and everyone else who's been helping with the seasons. We're mentioning the sponsors. We've got, just joining the room now, one of our sponsors, Jacques from Rhino Utilities. If anything, you could probably call him the main sponsor for the season, and we'll talk about lucky draw prizes later. Another sponsor was Mayfair Gearbox, Right Recruitment, DC Gaming's mom down in KZN. We've already done the lucky draw from Right Recruitment. That was the headphones that Papa Pace won, Uncle Kendog. So yeah, shout out to all the sponsors, Trackart and TGN. They always have our back, so they're not official sponsors this season, but we'll give them a shout out anyway. And then yeah, shout out to my fellow admin co-commentary, especially Steele, with having to do these points for me again. Every time I come up with the idea, I think he just sighs a little bit harder. But yeah,
especially multi-races.
Multiple race events, yeah. Like tonight, 2 heats, and then not even
like tonight.
Not even keeping it level for when we can just say 1, 2, 3 with the same points. I threw in some double points for this last race. If anyone wants to check our website
brain is on
out,
fire.
I see Kellen's just prompted it there. Go check out the points, overall standings, sponsors, team history, GTSA history, report incident. If you got bumped in traffic today, we'll look at it, get back to you, and yeah, let us know what you think. There's even a suggestion box, don't be shy. RBS wants to know what the settings for the final are. You're a little bit early, but we'll get there. We've got to
we're racing cars around a track in Gran Turismo 7.
I guarantee they'll have wheels.
They'll have wheels.
He wants to know what tires.
They'll have paint. They may or may not have lights. We don't know yet. They'll have some form of lights.
Just
sure.
while you say that, when I was doing the SF race, you can see where this is going already. I did the settings, but I hadn't fiddled with the time of day, and when I was screenshotting it, I actually had to go back because it was evening or afternoon. And only when I took the screenshot, I noticed the time of day, and I was like, oh, that could be a problem, especially if it starts heavy rain in the dark at Autopolis where there's no lights.
We should actually try that.
And the
we
SF
should try
has no
Nürburgring SF nighttime.
So that was just a little by the way. They almost rode in the dark tonight on a car without lights, but thankfully I did notice it before I shared it, so we didn't have any confusion. We did have Punkin sharing the host and etc. details on the pool list, but he had the time of race start for 9 p.m. because he didn't read the settings. Yeah,
we're almost finished. We're almost gonna finish the series at midnight.
Yeah, we've got 21 people in the stream. I want to get at least 50 tonight, so make sure you share it. Share on your team pages. Invite everyone. I'm actually going to quickly reach out to a few people. You can
because this is essentially a showdown before the final showdown. Because all these drivers are pool 1 pace, pool 1 speed, pool 1 quality.
Well,
so we're going to see some really close lap times.
Tell us what they've been calling pool 2 this whole season. in the comp chat.
Pool what? Pool 1.5 what?
Yeah, pool 2's been crazy this year. The few times I was there, it was just like
Yes,
I was
for
actually
sure.
relieved to get down to 3, but then I went back up. You just go in there and you see these alien names, and you're like, oh my word, this is going to hurt. Which makes you practice
Yeah,
more.
and I
then
mean it's been growing.
You come 10th or 8th or something, and then you're happy because you survived. This season was much easier for
that
me.
was the whole point. Is
This season I didn't.
pool of death. That's what OJ says.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah, I see the guys are improving their times, eh? Currently, you see Hollywood again showing his hand running a 1 minute 4:04. It is possible to get to dip under 1 minute here, but oof, getting that 4/10 of a second on a short track like this, you really have to drive till pretty much the tires are burning to get that extra inkling out. And best believe the top drivers will be able to do that as well. So we may see when it comes to qualifying, we'll probably see maybe one go into the 59s or so. But everyone so far, we got Hollywood and Sam, two honest rivals. They've been rivals for many a year, bumping and crashing, grinding and so on. But a lot of fair racing as well, definitely. So we'll see the two of them. They're gonna be surely battling each other, unless the other guys have something to say about it. Because Slag Easter also 2/10 off of Sam's time. Kendall's is another 2/10 of Slag Easter, and there's pretty much like 2/10 between each guy in the top 5, and still improving. So with the ability of pressure, driving in front, you have to constantly be looking at those rear view mirrors and see if the competitors are going to be sending a move on you. Your steel sets a slightly faster lap at a 1 minute 101.139, so that closes the gaps even more. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can accomplish in this short but sweet and competitive close race.
Definitely,
Lots of guys that can take the top 5 spots, as RBS says in the chat. Definitely, it can go literally anyway.
Oh, who are we missing in the lobby? I'm just trying to. We've got 13 of the 14 guys here.
Superman is still trying to join again, and Pumpkin Patch hasn't joined track yet.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, we've got 24 watching. Almost halfway there. If you're watching, get the link, share it on your Facebook page. I have shared it on GTSA's Facebook, so you can just go there and share it. Share it on your Instagram, your Twitter. Let's get some people in the chat here. Get your teammates that are sitting at home on the couch watching Days of Our Lives. Tell them to come join if they race. My father always used to tell me when we were racing as kids, like powerboating, and even when I was an adult and racing bikes, you'd see people race, but then I didn't win anything, and they load up and go home before the sunset. The correct way to do it is you go and sit and watch the other people get their trophies. And so if you're not racing tonight, especially tonight, but next week as well, you should be in the stream. So there's 80 odd people missing at the moment. There's your cuck out for the night.
Yeah, maybe they took yeah, this is the cuck out for the night. D-Man actually goes now second, is 9,000ths of a second ahead of Serious Sam. So there's a lot of close contention. Slag Esther and Henny separate by 300ths of a second. Oh, it's gonna be so damn close. And in a race, there's still slipstream. There's possible mistakes that can happen. So with some clean driving, we'll see some moves being made. We'll see some very close racing, because I mean, the bottom guys are separated by just over 1 second by let's say, I think 10th 11th position, separated by just over a second. So I feel this is going to be a close race all the way.
There we go. We got
Francois Rousseau says, enjoy the racing, good luck to all. Don't just butt in there.
I actually went and looked. Fast Ross was probably about 3 places off making this event. Looking at the points, three or 4. I didn't work it out exactly, but he was right behind some of the guys that did. So shout out to Fast Ross. Good season there. I know you had a couple disconnects other issues, but came back and you almost made it into this race. So next season we expect to see you in pool 2 the whole time and upgrade to once every now and again. Trust me, once you go there once, you'll want to come back to 2 and then maybe 3. 3 is my happy place. I almost made it there, but I did 4 of the 6 races. I didn't see that I missed the first one. Well, no, I raced the first one. That was a great race, the BMW Nations race in the E46.
Yes, that was a good one.
That was so much fun. I missed the next race by power issues, and then I did the Toyota Sardinia reverse. What I did last week.
I think that was probably one of my luckiest races, honestly. I think I was in pool 3 at the time. No, I was in pool 2 at the time, and I had no practice at all for the GRO 10. No practice at all. I literally got onto track by the time qualifying started and ran some laps. But because of that, the difficulty of that bar, especially spinning on slow speed acceleration, a couple of guys spun out in front of me and I just hooked up. I managed to defend 4th place from RBS at the time with a little bit of damage because it was heavy damage as well. So I just managed. I think it was the end result was by like just under a second that I managed to go from pool 2 to pool 1, and I just managed to stay there from then on.
Yeah,
So I think that was probably my highlight of the season.
I definitely enjoyed the Red Bull Junior last week and Nations and the BMW. I know the first manufacturers race was at Tokyo. There's a lot of guys that enjoyed that combo. Trying to remember, it's been a long season. I'm forgetting half of them. But what was your favorite combo?
It's been a while,
chat. 12 weeks, 12 races. Let us know what your favorite Nations manufacturers race that you did was. Spam the chat.
Tokyo manufacturers. Sting's also saying the BMW Nations. There were so many good races, honestly.
But that was a fun. You don't have to. Your RBS is giving me all of them. I'll take that as 10 out of 10 for no ones this season. The nice
no
thing
level, no one ratings.
About my season this season was that we just chilled and had some fun races with guys I don't always race, but it was good fun. Arrive and drive, and no pressure of pool 1 and 2.
Yeah, pool 1 and 2 was like highly pressure, like a lot of pressure, right?
Guys that haven't been there don't understand the stress. I mean that last season, when I think it was the second or third race when I was in pool 1, and I had I was racing Pumpkin Patch, S&P 3 Pro, and I think RBS as well at one stage. That was crazy because I was just I got top 10th for both, and I still got knocked out because of my own point system. But yeah, just trying to stay ahead of them was crazy. Ghost Killer Pace spun on the one and then won the next, so yeah, it bit me back on the way I calculated it, but just to get a 10th place in pool 1 was probably like my biggest victory to date. Yeah, we have Rusty Mr. DNG on track. Uncle Donnie's joining the party. You're supposed to be on track, Mr. Pumpkin.
Good evening, Stephen. Yeah, check your WhatsApps. Do we start without super many?
What's he saying?
He DC'd, so he's restarting his machine. He's logging in now. Alright, are we gonna give him a few more minutes?
Yeah, last chance.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we normally do it. We're actually on time for a change, so it's not a problem.
Okay.
But, we've got some extra time, but yeah, if you can't get on now.
What's the latest? 10 past 8?
10 past, start qualifying.
Okay, perfect. Cheers.
Cheers. You're not going to stand
and
commentate while you're racing? I think he's gone. There he goes. Yeah, but yeah, trying to keep Pumpkin Patch behind me. I think in the second heat at that Grand Valley Speedway I was 5th or 6th, but I had like a huge train behind me, and eventually with my slower driving I caught, I think it was S&P out, and he nudged me wide, which was a great relief because after that I didn't have 8 super fast aliens behind me.
Yeah, no, being in front of us guys, like SMP 3 Pro also threw me off my
Yeah,
game. It was in the Dragon Trail in the Porsches,
yeah.
and I was
Oh,
enjoying
that was
that
the other
race,
one, other
and
nations. That was awesome as well.
yeah,
That car's
yeah,
so much
Nations,
fun.
yeah, I enjoyed that. That car is a lot of fun.
I've got
I also
another.
did enjoy the Red Bull Junior race, but I just messed up so many times. It became more of a frustrating race afterwards, but I enjoy the car as a whole on any track. So any track that has that Red Bull Junior is bound to be a
Yeah,
fun race.
we did
A
a
lot of
race.
downforce, lot.
Yeah, I was going to say we did a race here at this track last season or the season before with it. I think it was early
Yeah, I
this
remember
year.
that. I remember that.
But yeah, big difference between the high downforce Red Bull Junior and the Slideways Mazda Roadster. You can see we're going to also have a bit of
Oh,
wet
for
weather
sure.
here. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're about to
How
start
long is the
qualifying.
race again?
These ones will be quite short, so it's a 5 minute qualifying and I think a 12 lap race. So 12 minutes roughly. So 20 minutes from now we should have heat 1 in the books. Then the second race is also around 12, 15 minutes somewhere there. And then the final race is a usual 40, 45 minute race.
Because I see the settings on rain is to be expected,
Yeah.
but surprisingly there wasn't that much dropping
Times, yeah.
at the time. If you
Even
look
now
at the
going out
big
on,
radar, check the big weather radar. It shows you exactly like we missed a big bout of rain. Yeah, if you check the big weather radar,
yeah,
I
I've got,
think they might be safe, but then again they might not. Just see if the I was gonna say the water, if the weather does play a part in this. These cars can run soft tires, sports tires, in the wet conditions. So it's just gonna be a little bit treacherous. I have done a race in one of the other leagues, PSR. That's one of the more fun leagues where we do 1 hour races, and we did a 1 hour race with the Mazda Rotor at Tsukuba. It was, I think, very early this year. But it was so fun to be able to not need to transition over to wet tires,
yep,
but it's still possible to like drive nearly on the limit.
uh, doing the room
So
reset.
overall, a fun rooms resets. Yeah, overall a very fun track combo. We've seen it a couple of times before, but it's just fun. It's just always fun.
Yeah, what's nice about this for the showdown race, the thinking behind it was your normal GTSA 40, 45 minute races. We've done some here normally in a faster car, but this track does get a little bit repetitive almost. I mean, obviously you're repeating it, but if you're doing a 35 lap race instead of a 18 lap race at Suzuka, obviously it, it just gets a bit much of doing the same over and over. So for a short race, this track's even better, personal opinion.
I'm surprised you didn't go with I Go No on the new track for a race like this.
Yeah, I did. It is being considered this season. It might even appear next week, but we'll have to wait and see. I can tell you for next week, the format's going to be the exact same, and the cars will be a similar setup as well. So this week we have the little drifty road car, then we have a GR car, and
Ooh.
then we have a high downforce car with the SF. So next week we're going to have a road car that's a bit slidey, a GR car, and then a high downforce car. So make of that
Ooh,
what you will.
okay.
Same
Interesting.
two short heats and a longer race to end it again.
No, don't let Yastiel hear you right now. Hopefully, he's not listening to the stream on the side because you will be fuming to
Does
hear
he?
that he has to go through this again.
Well, that's if
I
he
don't know
makes
if
it
he
through the
does,
top
but
five, though. So
if he does, yeah.
that was my next question. We've got some super fast guys here. We've got Sam, who's won a GTSA title, I think. We've got Hollywood, who's, as you said, he won a race this season a week or two ago. Won multiple races in the past. We've got
Why not
Kennels.
green hell as always? RBS says.
he likes green hell, that's why.
Oh, I think many of us do.
Yeah. Oh, if you don't, there's something wrong with you. We've got
For
Pumpkin,
sure.
who's had some great races recently, or in the last 2 years. Pops up towards the front of the leaderboards. We've got Supermanny, who's been a little bit off this year, off his pace from last year. But he is definitely quick enough to win a race. Rusty, our most
Oh,
improved
Pumpkin Patch
driver,
goes for a spin.
Pumpkin just wants to play some strategy there and get to the back of the queue. We've got Shark. Shark's been flying as well, Mr. Rhino.
Yeah, I think Jacques has been one of our biggest improvers this year, because he was contending in pool 3, pool 4 at one point. All of a sudden, he shot up to pool 2 and then started kicking waves in pool 1, almost winning a couple of races, held the lead for a couple of races. So he's going to be also a wild card in this series.
Yeah. So my question is, I'll just ask you for a podium. Who do you think is going to be podium tonight overall? And we won't have the results for a while, but probably till tomorrow.
Oh,
Kennels keeps
Kennels also disconnects. Shh. Oh, that's annoying.
Manny's in, which is upside, but Kennel's been disconnecting on and off, so he can still, even if you miss a race, which hopefully he doesn't, he can come back in. But with the points on sprint race points, the first 9 score. So first to ninth will score in this race, and then so that's what caught me at that Grand Valley race. First to 9 scored in the first race, and then the points were high in the second. The guys that didn't do well in the first race did well in the second race, so they bumped me down. Definitely not bitter at all, you can hear. But yeah, if Kennels, for example, misses this race, it's only the first 9 that are scoring, so he still can. Basically, if you're getting more, you get 12 points for win on the short races and 25 on the long race. So you could get nothing in theory, and then beat the guy that got 2 seconds in the short races, win the main race, and if that guy got 2 seconds is badly enough, he might still pip him. Obviously unlikely, but
yeah, it's very close.
Missing one race
depending on where the positions lie.
Might not be the end of the world if he wins the last one.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
agrees with me there.
Kennels does go into the Kennels does say not my internet, so I wouldn't understand if he's saying it's not his internet that's causing him to DC, or if it's something else. See, Superman is stopped on track there, but look at the close timing of these. Sam has actually got a massive lead. He's got a stinker of a qualifying. So yeah, it's definitely Sam, Hollywood, D-Man, even Slug Steel, Superman. Those 6, I would say, are real close contenders, all for the podium here. It's probably gonna shift around. But Sam, if he keeps his head on straight and doesn't spin out like he usually does, he's been spinning out a lot this season. Although that was more for car choice. But if he has heads on straight and he doesn't give in to the pressure, he can really be a top contender once again. Same with D-Man. D-Man's race pace has been on and off. Sometimes he's been doing incredibly well, and then a small mistake starts to compound. And I think like if he makes a small mistake, it sort of gets into his head. Slag Easter has also been relatively fast all round. Hollywood, it's unusual to see him in 4th behind the likes of Demon and Slag Easter, but maybe he just couldn't hook up that like one section better than the others. So we'll see now as our 5 little lights go out, and we are underway. False starts worthy. Steel gets us incredible launch, goes into the middle between Superman and Hollywood, but doesn't think more of it. Sam goes around the first corner. Everyone gets through nice and clean, very good. Kennel's unfortunately not making it into the race, so he'll probably try and come back, but yeah, Lequera with a little bit of lag, he gets a touch onto Slag Acer. Slag Acer moving all the way down. I wonder what happened there. Maybe he had a bit of an incident on the first corner, but we have Serious Sam, D-Man, and Hollywood currently running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Superman in 4th, you're still 5th. Rusty 6th, Mr. DNG going up to 7th, also a good start from him. Jacques in 8th, Lequera 9th. Pumpkin Patch had a bit of a stinker as well.
Good move there on Pumpkin Patch into the hairpin. So you got Kennel's saying that he's not going
Sa-
to race. He's been battling to connect this whole time, so I just saw he just left the lobby. But great shout out to him for a
unfortunately,
great
Kennels
season
must
anyway. I know he missed a
a
couple
great
races.
season indeed.
Still qualified. And he's
Yeah,
a top 10 driver normally, so
for sure. Can try joining again for the next race, Kennels, and see if you can get in. Um, but otherwise, it's just an unlucky situation with connection. Just Gran Turismo 7 things, eh?
yeah, we see
We see
some,
Sam pulling almost a second already. Getting into that 1 second gap. D-Man fending off Hollywood, who is now 1.5, just about 1.5 seconds ahead of Supermanny. So Supermanny and his teammate Yastil, they've got a little bit of a gap going to 6th place in the Rusty. DNG, Lequera, Jacques, and Pumpkin Patch, a very close-knit 5-car train going down there. And then to make up the back of the pack, Sam, JP Laser, Slag Acer, and C8 Crazy 8's Henny leading that dynamic trio there. So Slag Acer going the very crappy way for his race, going all the way from what is it, third down to 12th. So he's got a lot. He's got his workout. He got out. He does make a move onto Henny, but Henny holds the outside, and Slag Acer gets a bit spinny, slidey towards the end. Henny keeps 11th position.
yeah.
Sam is moving also, by the way.
Yeah, Sam looks quite comfy in these conditions. I know he does like road cars. He likes tuning races, so not surprised to see him doing well. We've got quite a battle from 6 down at the moment. Bit of a train of cars. He's been watching a few dive bombs into the chicane. The hairpin, sorry, not the chicane. Mr. G looks there up the inside of Rusty, but taking that tight line, you don't get the drive out, so you really got to make it side by side before you enter the corner, not through the corner. The last turn here is always tricky. You want to get on the gas as soon as possible, but that understeer, as we see Lequera proving my point for me, managing to avoid the wall, goes wide and loses the place. Shark's going to be looking up the inside, but Lequera chops him off. What would your strategy be, Rav, as a faster driver in GTSA? If you're going to take part here, would you say you're in Hollywood's position? Currently, I think he's third with third right behind D-Man, pushing for that extra place.
Yeah, and I see that frustration beginning to show, because I think Hollywood is slightly faster on race pace right now than D-Man is. And D-Man is trying to block away, which is all fair. He's going to defend the position. He wants to get that promotion back into the final race, and Hollywood can just get a little bit in over his head and cause an issue. He slides around the last corner a little bit there, which is now bringing Supermanny into licking his lips there, hoping for a mistake from one of the two.
What I'm asking, so would you push for a second place, try and just get away from the pack and stay in the top 3-5 here? Because we know the first two races...
I didn't even answer your question.
Yeah. Are you going to try win these races? Are you going to try win overall for the night? Because it doesn't matter, 5th or 1st, you're still going through to next week.
Yeah. I think the better thing obviously would be to do is just to secure the position more than anything, because you see, like, Hollywood now can essentially work with D-Man. He doesn't have to overtake, because he'll be able to settle into this position and make the final race next week. But knowing Hollywood, he'll want to get that position, and I think just now watching that all go down, getting a little bit slidey out of one or two corners here and there. Superman is being very smooth with it, so he is catching that the group for the podium. You're still settling into a bit of a lonely gap. 1.5 seconds separates them, but I definitely myself I would go for just either trying to catch first position, helping out the guy in second, but not making too any dangerous moves, especially with these cars. As much as they're light and very grippy around the track, they can be a bit temperamental once they start spinning out. So if you give another player a little bit of a nudge, it could see the end of your race, either for you or your opponent, or for both of you.
Yeah. So I'm just I've been following the times at the back here. We still got that big battle, 6th, 7th, 8th, and then a bit of a train behind them. We've got 38 people online currently. Don't forget to invite your friends. Let's try to get over 50 current viewers. And then, Kaylin, if you're still watching...
Basically an all gold advert now, 36.
36th. It's not a... Yeah. I was just going to say, out front, if you look at Sam's pace, he is flying. He did a 1:02 2 laps ago. The other guys are here in mid-pack are sitting 1:01, so second a lap slower. Hollywood still behind.
Hollywood gets he gets a bit snaky out of there, giving D-Man a nudge, and now Superman is that much closer, being able to get into the slipstream. But that is Hollywood's frustration showing. He is actually faster because he's caught up that near 1 second gap to D-Man about 3 times now. So he knows in theory that he should be faster. Well, not even in theory. He knows on track he is currently faster than D-Man, and he wants to get that position so that he can make up more time. So he's getting a bit heated currently from what I can see the driving. So we'll see if he's gonna throw something dramatic towards the end, because we only got 4 laps to go now, 5 laps total.
Sam almost breaks
no,
his
4
fastest
laps.
He missed it by a couple hundredths. Just riding on board with him. He doesn't have to push now. He's 4 seconds ahead. I mean, he could run a second a lap slower and still make it. Welcome to Mr. Abrams, Ryan in the comment. Just looking 4 seconds, Sam to D-Man. D-Man's got some pressure as we see behind him. It's got Hollywood with Superman. He's closed in. We've got Steve. That's Cav Steve, I think. He's another one who's had a great season, directly through into the final showdown next week. He was quite happy about that.
Steve has been flying.
Even Steve Jr., I've forgotten his name for a second year. Steve's son also, I think he was in pool 3 or 2 by the end of the season. So we've got the Cav crowd developing some new talent for us. I definitely see Steve being a pool 1 contender next week. D-Man said his fastest lap 1:06, 1:06. Sorry. Sam had a slow lap there, 2:0. So I said he could afford to back off a bit, but the gap's halved to 2.3. Hollywood's dropped off a little. He did a 1 minute flat last time around. Manny 1:08. So not huge differences. Yeah, Steele's got quite a comfy 5th at the moment, 3 seconds behind the lead, 2 seconds to 6th place. And then it's a Chaos, D&G, Rusty. Rusty's now dropped off a little bit. He's got Jacques, P8 right behind him. Pumpkin Patch is now up to 9th. He was 10th for a while. We're going to follow this.
Jacques going for a move on the outside.
Well, could work if he gets a drive out here.
Could work, but this is going to have the inside. He does get a better round by the two of them for sure. Close racing.
Problem is
no contact just yet. What's going to happen?
This corner sends you to Narnia.
Goes for a slide.
You can see Jacques might have lost a bit of momentum there because Pumpkin's closed right back onto him now. This is probably our main battle on track at the moment. 7th, 8th, 9th. One attempts to make a move and it lets the other one in a bit. So we had Jacques right behind us,
I can see.
Rusty, but now he's got Pumpkin right behind him and Slaggy. Jacques got.
So that's the big battle right now. Yeah. I see Hollywood set a 1:05, so definitely faster than D-Man. D-Man goes again faster, 1:06, 1:06 flat, and Hollywood is still trying to catch up. He's left Superman a little bit. Superman not getting the most that he can out of that car, but it's enough to keep him in a comfortable 4th. 3.7 seconds ahead of Steele, who has a 2 second gap over Mr. D&G, who has brought himself back up to 6th place again.
Jacques managed to
defend. Definitely a good drive from D&G as well.
Pumpkin Patch, but Pumpkin Patch was lost out to Lequero, who's run wide now and he's got Slaggy almost on his inside. So it seems with this, if you attack, you actually end up losing time. What we were speaking about early on about with Hollywood, rather sit in the position, pressure the guy, but look for the opening, not just throw a move, because you end up losing half a second to a second and it puts you on the defensive. Great race here.
And with two laps left,
got Henny,
we might see some big moves coming in.
Now. You can see.
Yeah, so the strain is massive. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 cars all battling for the top position of 7th here. Less than a second separating each of these cars, and then Sam JP Laser has had a bit of a lonely race. At the back, he seems to be sliding here and there, so can't keep it completely on track. And yeah, with these cars, if you go on the outside line, you're just not gonna get it. These little cars, they enjoy the inside line so much more. They get the better traction. They can just hold it much better, and the acceleration out of corners isn't that great. So even if you get a better run on this track, if you get a better run on one of the straights, and this is the main straight, it's not going to be really effective for an overtake.
Yeah. We've got Sam's kept their gap at mid twos now. He's settled in the 2 1 minute 0.8, 1 minute 0.5, same as the guys behind him. He had a big push lap 5-6 and opened the gap. But now
And
he's just
no
settled
rain.
in there. The rain didn't come back. No, Hollywood was looking for different lines, but he's still stuck to D-Man's bumper. We're going to follow Sam across for victory in race 1. Shout out to Mr. Serious. So Sam takes it.
Mr. Serious when he can be.
D-Man trips, pips Hollywood. Manny gets 4th. 5th goes to Yasteel. Mr. DNG almost caught Yasteel there at the end. Good performance by the two of them.
Solid run from Mr. GNG as well.
Rusty holds off Jacques, who goes sideways. Punkin goes through. Was at Lequero doing a big spin over the line. We went wide and lost it. Henny 11th. Slaggy 12th, I think it was. And that's it.
Yeah, and if you see these guys' fastest lap times, we've got first to 6 separated by 4/10 on the fastest laps, and then Jacques also in the 1 minute flat. Well, the 1 minute. We only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in 101. So majority of the guys driving really fast through this one.
Yeah.
So
Second
well
to
done
6
to all them
were
top.
within 3/10, second to 6. Well done to the top 3 podium.
Yeah, congratulations, Serious Sam, D-Man, and Hollywood. Hollywood still making that podium appearances.
Yeah.
Superman, he bringing himself up a lot more. I think he's actually had some time to practice. He's been having a very intense work year so far, so he hasn't been as active, even in the pace groups. He hasn't been as active as he usually is. So he's just been relying on what we give strategy. But every time he does show up, he runs a very good race. So we'll see what's going to happen in race number 2, which is what? Group 4 around Sardinia?
Sardinia C, one of my favorite little tracks. It's basically a triangle. You need to turn 1, 2, that little left-right combo. It's important, but turn 3 is just a left kink flat out. Turn 4 is the furthest point away from the finish, that sharp 90 degree with the big rumble strips. That's your most important corner. Then down the swooping S-bend and into the hairpin at the end, which also can make you a lot of time if you get a good drive onto the straight. So Digna, the track car choice was open, just GR4, so the guys are allowed. We might see a Bugatti, we might see a Lancer.
Yeah, I see a lot of the guys were running 4-wheel drives, mostly 4-wheel drives.
Yeah.
I tested the Mazda 3 and the Suzuki Swift, because I know they can be very good on cornering, but the problem is that exit speed going onto the main straight, the front wheel drives just end up wheel spinning. So as much as they would be able to battle on the corners, they're probably faster in the corners, they just don't have what it takes to get that straight line speed that it needs.
Yeah, definitely. I remember there was a daily race there not so long ago, and there was a whole bunch of people using the Veyron, which was crazy. It is fast.
Yeah, the Veyron definitely is. Yeah, I think it's the fastest in a straight line out of all the GR4s. I think it is the fastest actual. I think it contends with the Supra at like top end speed, but it's boaty, it's beefy,
Yeah.
it's beefy. It's a wide car.
Just the way you like them.
Yes.
Cars,
to be fair. Yes. Yes, and cars. Yeah. That's what you ask. Yeah, I think we might have to remake the lobby here because of the little black screen.
I've still got the
Looks like
track
that
map,
is gonna
but
be the case.
nothing else happening there. We're gonna quickly
Yeah,
see
usually
what-
that happens when at least one person is having trouble connecting to the host. So I think Pumpkin Dash will probably end. Hollywood left. Let's just see if I leave. What's gonna happen? Nothing happens. Yeah, I think they're gonna have to remake the lobby. To be fair, I think that's just gonna be the best way to go forward.
Okay, we're getting there.
Have
41.
everyone reconnect.
41 watching, 9 to go. We need you to find your granny, your grandma,
9
your
more.
four cousins, and 3 illegitimate children.
That's one way to put it.
For whoever that applies to.
Lobby is
We're not
jammed.
judging. So while we just wait for them to...
Oh, you can hear my aggressive typing here probably.
Good evening, Rusty. How'd you enjoy that heat?
Yeah, the race looked very fun. That train from what was it, 6 all the way till what 12. And yeah, unfortunately, Kendall's not being able to make the race. That's just
Okay,
salt
they're
in the
reopening
wound.
the room. Maybe Kendall should try jump in again, like I was saying just now.
Yeah. Then that's what I figured as well.
The lobby is up. We did say they're going to have 5 minutes practice and then into qualifying, 5 minutes and then the race. So we have a little bit of time.
Who is breaking the keyboard? It's me when I type on the keyboard. It clickety clacks, and then you can just hear a whole lot of clickety clanking. Yeah, hopefully, if Kenos is there, let him join again, and hopefully we can run it. Maybe Kenos like reset the cache, reset the internet, delete the cache, do all the refreshing things, start from scratch, unplug the things. That poor keyboard. Hey, my W, A, S, and D and C buttons, I have like no letters on them anymore. He's a keyboard warrior. Hey,
can you still
that's where I
call them
come from.
those
Those are my
buttons then if
roots.
they don't have any writing on them? Or are they just your plain buttons?
Yeah, that's the movement buttons for pretty much every game ever. You always W, A, S, and D'ing. That was from the Call of Duty days, spamming the buttons, getting angry.
I must say I wasn't much of a
But I'm
PC
a
gamer,
lot more
but
calm.
my PC gaming was in the late 80s, early 90s when it was backwards, forwards, and left and right for the original Grand Prix game.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
Test Drive.
don't let us get into nostalgia.
Test Drive 2, actually.
Don't
Sorry.
let us get... Oh man, Test Drive 2 was such a good game.
You can almost hear
they
the music.
absolutely flopped with this one. With this new Test Drive.
Rick agrees. Yeah.
Your fingers have teeth. I always forget that Stephen is old. That's what Tim says.
I can just read. I always forget that Stephen I. So I'll read what I heard and not pretend he didn't say the rest of us. No, I was chatting to Andre, Mr. Sandshark, about F1 the other day, and we were talking about with the Schumacher news on his daughter getting married or whatever. But the subject went on to cars, and I was saying the Benetton's Stephen is old.
Oh, wow.
I was saying my favorite was
rubbing it in there,
the first championship car, the 94. And then this morning when I was driving to work, I was like, the 94 car was 30 years ago. In 94, if I was thinking, if someone was talking to me about a 30-year-old F1 car, we would be talking about like Jackie Stewart and James, not even older than James Hunt, Graham Hill and those kind of guys, and I would have said they like dinosaur old. So yes, I am old, Tris.
Dinosaur old.
I'm not as old as Ken Dog, but I am old.
What's crazy is myself, I only got into Formula 1 properly in 2019. Really, so like I always like enjoyed the F1 cars. I used to like my older F1 games on like PS1 and Sega. But from there, it was really just Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed.
So you didn't actually
Pretty
watch,
much.
you just enjoyed the cars in the game, and you're like, hey, these are cool. I wonder if there's any real ones like this.
Yeah, I mean, at that time, it just wasn't like part of our TV viewing at the time as a kid. Like, we used to watch a lot of just animation movies and stuff like that, and never used to be into watching sports. And then there was a phase where I was like just solidly into football. While when Man United was on the winning streak, now it's
Don't talk about
I
it.
stopped watching and they just lose.
Please watch that playing Europa just now. RBS is saying Senna days was the best. No, I think mid 90s to late 90s.
V10 era.
Definitely V10. Just to give everyone who hasn't ridden this track, you should have, but if you maybe a new person or you're down to 35 people at the moment, invite your friends. But you come down here, turn one, I think you break around 100 meters, keep it left, shift down. I normally keep it in third gear depending on the car. They went down to second there. This is a little left right I was speaking about. Turn 3 is just a flat out kink. And then this is a hard one.
Nice to see some variety in cars. Heaney going with opting with the WRX. D-Man with a Lancer. I haven't actually seen this one around the track
D-Man
much.
running right to the
but
edge.
all of these are really close. Jockey with a Sylvia, interesting.
Through the little S-bend uphill, and I normally brake as you straighten up here. And then you've got to try and make sure you get a good drive onto the straight. But now when you racing,
Look, where is in the Alpha 155? Interesting choices here by the guys.
You've got a very
No Bugattis.
Maybe they didn't get the memo.
Because I tried the Bugatti. As much as it was a big, wide, thick boy, it's like you lose a slight bit of time on the cornering, but if you can get ahead with the Bugatti, you can just essentially defend because it just has the speed.
I think
to
JP Laser's got a good idea there with the Genesis. I know that's been strong in GR4 and it's a top end car. You're still running the Lambo, also interesting choice. The Quero, like you say, he's on the Alpha.
Yeah, I saw Sam also was in the Hyundai, the Genesis. He's back in it now.
Yeah, I'm
Hollywood
upset.
sliding around that corner.
I was watching Jacques slide the last turn. I'm upset that when GT7 came out, the Silvio was actually a very good option in GR4, but they've nerfed it so much you don't see it that much now. Because I enjoyed that little
Yeah, it was so great, and the thing is, its strength lies in completely revving out the car. You have to redline it like the McLaren in Group 3.
I always overread.
Yeah, so there was no need to fuel save, but that was the problem. Like, for me personally, I enjoy cars that can just fuel save. Cannot get hold of Kennels, so you're gonna reset. Yeah, so I think Kennels is just like decided to enjoy the rest of his night.
Got a few Subarus here, some Lambos.
Yeah, so the ideal target time would be into the mid to high 56s. Hollywood setting a 56.6, which is incredibly fast. Superman is right behind him with a 57.1. Triple reset, do not enter during the reset phase, please. I've been in the habit of doing that myself. And we'll see, do these other Lambo drivers have sandbags on as well? Because now Hollywood is the one with the dominating time. Last race it was Sam with a 0.5 second lead. This time it's Hollywood. So we'll see. They're gonna do the reset in a couple moments, and then we'll see what the guys are gonna do. Sam looks like he's gonna be staying with the Genesis. Yes, interesting. I like tracks with the 4-wheel drives are actually good.
I know it was annoying, but I actually miss a little bit of the GT Sport front wheel drive domination. Mainly because I was good with the front wheel drive for some reason, especially at Bathurst and more topless. But they still have the high wear, but they're not fast now. So they went from being the only option to not an option.
Yeah, it sucks because of that tire wear. If there's a race where it's like no tire and anything goes, They could possibly be. Oh, never mind. Sam went for the Bugatti. Interesting, very interesting.
Maybe he's listening to us,
But
but
yeah, high tire weight just ruins the front wheel drives overall. Unless it's
but
a front wheel drive only race, that's when
e-
we can like contend.
even in GT Sport, the high tire wear made the FF not dominate, but you could still race it and have fun now
Yeah,
because it would be quick, but you'd have to maybe do a strategy with extra pit stop or something like that. But now it's just a bit.
yeah. One thing I actually tried in GT Sport was like you'd never pit when your tires are below like 40%, worn by 30%.
Yeah, you'd
So
run
even when
into
the tire
the.
weigh was still the tires, yeah, they were like still like if you use what is it 25 to 30% of your tires, you're going to put because the tires completely fall off, which is a very weird way to do the tire model on your UI, because then it just leaves 70% of the tires that's just unusable. So I like what and it was like that in GT7 for a little bit as well. But the new tire models and everything, where you can basically run the tires till the end. But you notice that drop off from, I would say, 30%. You notice a slight pace drop off. 50% is quite massive, and then that last 25% of the tire is just absolutely dreadful to drive. And that's where the four wheel drives would see their rear end too
Yeah,
much
I'm just
because
looking at how
because of
sharp
them being
Kalen's
so
been
heavy on the
here.
front.
Kalen's already posting provisional points on the website, so if you want to see that after each race, go check it out. They're obviously subject to any reports, but we'll give you a good idea of how the night's progressing. Thanks, Kalen. See,
Man's on the ball.
was Pumpkin Patch in the Genesis earlier? Because I thought he was in something else, but I see he is now in the Genesis out in P3.
No, he wasn't in the Genesis.
He made a late switch.
It's a very purple and green.
Jacques still in the Sylvia, but he'll be getting a nice tow from their Genesis now. So we've got Sam.
Yeah, and it might be a good choice. It might be a good choice of car, because you don't really have to worry about fuel saving because it's a sprint race. So the Sylvia might actually be a contender here, but that's the thing. I haven't seen much practice going on this track. All I know is what I heard is that the four wheel drives are good. So Sam with a 57.8,
Superman 57.5, Pumpkin 57.7, Shock 57.8, Mr. DNG 57.6, Holly straight in with a 56.7, 3/10 ahead of Yasteel. So the times are dropping.
Yeah, this seems to be Hollywood's favorite track here, and
Laquera in fifth with that Alpha. Now the Alpha is a strange choice because it doesn't have great top end, but it's super nimble. So like you can see now, he's closing right onto the back of Henny. He's even looking to maybe get past, which isn't the greatest idea in qualifying. But when he gets on the straight, he's going to battle to overtake.
look at what Kalen also did there.
I see you just
with
boosted the giveaway.
giveaway.
So that was one of the lucky draws from Rhino Utilities. For those that don't know, we've got some diecast cars to give away. We'll get to the question shortly. But what you do there is you go to the giveaway link. It will take you to a form. You put your name, your phone number, or contact details, and then you give us the answer to the question I'm going to ask you. And out of everyone who answers correctly, we'll do a lucky draw in the next day or two, and you'll win. We've got a couple Mercs, and there's one that I missed out on, but I'll have to. I'm thinking maybe the Lambo VGT car, and two Mercedes. So the one Mercedes is a DTM CLK, and the other is a Mini Champs. I think it's also DTM or Endurance Series GT3. So yeah, we'll get to that question now. D-Man having a few issues there. Guys are coming around. Let's see what the third lap is. Anyone beaten Holly yet? Not quite, but Rusty has got close into the 56s. He's right behind Henny, so you'll be getting a toad if you don't get held up too much. Hollywood's all on his own, and right, he's actually closing now on Mr. DNG, so he also might get a little toe on this lap. Anyone else in 56s yet? No. Still some cars to come through. We've got 30 something seconds left, so most of the guys won't get around again, maybe the first two. Great quality by Rusty. He pulled away from Laquera, didn't give him that toe he was looking for.
And now he's in the toe of Henny, but I don't think it will be
Hollywood's
enough. I don't think they'll be able to finish their lap.
Just trying to see, there we go. So that's Sam currently in 6th, he'll get round, maybe Manny. They've got 10 seconds. I think it's only those two that will go through. Does Sam move up? Sam does not improve. Manny does improve. He's in 6th place. He improved his best time by 2 tenths. So he bumps Sam down.
It looks
to
like
7th.
the Lamborghini is
Some pace on
one of
pace
the faster
violence there.
runners.
So we've got Lambo in 1st, Subaru in 2nd, Genesis 3rd.
And this is
Lambo
something that I want
4th,
to see.
Lambo 5th.
The one thing I know about the
6th.
Subaru is that it has a good launch.
Good launch.
So let's see what the guys do here. Rusty might have been playing this perfectly, so we'll see as the lights are not lighting up. Oh, there we go. 5 lights, and we are underway.
Go.
Good start from Rusty, good start from JP Laser, both getting ahead of Hollywood already. See, they're going very, very fast, quickly into the lead there.
We're speaking about
I'm gonna go.
we're speaking
The
about
Alpha of
heats
Laquera
earlier.
also gets a good start.
Do you remember the GTSA where we had 2 heats at this track?
Oh, yes, I do. Was it this layout? Yes, it was this layout.
Yeah,
I think it might have been. I thought it was the
18
other
laps
layout.
or 15 laps, but what was funny about that race was the fuel ran out on the last lap if you didn't save a tiny bit.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Hollywood's back up to 2nd.
Few people getting caught out.
Oh,
Oh
we've got
yes,
some
here and
accident.
JP Laser.
That was unfortunate for the two of them. They come back on right in the middle of traffic, and one of the, I think Henny drives into the back of one of them. So that's why points are provisional. We might have some reports coming from that later. Now we've got side-by-side Laser, DNG, Henny coming down the main straight. They pretty much gave the top few.
Subaru looking fast. Laquera up to 3rd, Sam in 4th. Manny still running in 5th. Oh, late move by Henny. There's some contact onto Mr. DNG, but no spin out. I think Henny also just slows down to give that position.
5 cars
Yeah.
going into this danger, the worst turn on the track. Let's see who makes it through, because there's that wall on the outside. No one hit it.
JP Laser going on the outside, and that's not a good
getting
idea.
beaten up here a bit by the fast boys.
Oh, Henny
Rusty's
also
leading.
going off.
Henny's Hollywood's closed right upon Rusty now though. We've got Laquera behaving himself in 3rd. Sam with the Bugatti's managed to make his way from 7th to 4th after that incident just ahead. So this is our next battle. Is Hollywood going to try and make a move into turn 1? Looks like he's sitting there for now.
Ooh, almost does make a move though, late on the brakes.
I think he got caught out with Rusty's braking point.
Earlier.
Laquera's right behind Sam. Sam did get through there. Supermani 5th. Let's see what's happening with the Chaos pack from 8th back. DNG's got a bit of a gap now. Pumpkin Patches 9th. Was he one of the cars that got affected on that little incident? Because he was a little bit high up, maybe he had something.
A little bit.
Sharks in
I don't think it was I think it was just a little bit of a touch, but JP Laser and Henny really getting the short end of the stick there. I think what happened was, from what I could see, is that there was a bit of contact with Steel and.
We missed it, but Hollywood's
JP
taking
Laser.
the lead up.
Oof. Oh,
Rusty
Laquera
down to
taking
5th.
the 2nd and 3rd battle between Sam and Laquera now for 2nd. Yeah, so I wonder if he maybe went wide on the final corner.
Which is very easy to do on the brakes.
Well. That's really easy to do on the brakes. We've done that in one practice session. I think it was like 3 of us at one point into that wall on the last corner. Just by just braking late. The Alpha seems to be really good around the corners here. Bugatti obviously being wide and heavy shows off its lack of turnability. But if Sam gets a good run out of the straight, he'll catch right back up to Lequera. Now the Bugatti also you want to rev it basically till about half of the bar is full because that's where its power band lies. But Alpha is keeping is actually been a solid. I think Hollywood is going to be running away with this one.
Hollywood
Because now
fastest lap.
he's in clear air 2.5 seconds already. And the rest of the guys all in the 57s at the moment. No one else making the break into the 56s as of yet. But yeah, now D-Man having a stinkover race.
No sugarcoating it from you there.
Yeah, that's just it's a bad start for Demon. They got a second place position now in the last race, so it's a bit of the opposite way in for him. Henny unfortunately got spun around at the bottom of the hill.
Rusty makes a move on Manny into the last turn. Manny cuts back. They're both getting held up. Were getting held up through the S's by Sam. The big boat Bugatti. Big boat Bugatti. See, I'm as good as a MotoGP commentary. Alliteration is my forte.
I like that big B's.
Yeah. Manny.
I see Sam playing a little bit of teamwork there. He gave
Manny the
Sam gave Manny the slips in there. So some teamwork involved as well. Yeah, still unfortunately falling a slightly bit behind. Now he is out of the slipstream. Mr. DNG with the Subaru catching up very slightly, so he might grab that slipstream towards the next straight. But now Slag is also just lying in wait, seeing that battle for third place, battle for the third place position. We're actually running away with it in the Alpha. So it looks like that thing is very good. Actually not.
Little nudge from Rusty on Manny there.
Unfortunately, no major incident there.
Well, it's just the different lines crossing.
But that Alpha actually catching up to Hollywood there this lap. 57.2 the Quera sets. 58.0 for
I think Hollywood maybe was just managing it there, realizing it was far ahead, or maybe had a little slide.
Does Rusty go for a move? Manny cuts him off very sharply. Very nice defensive move there by Manny, which has now allowed Slug Acer back into the fray, and still is not far off. Very well.
Ken Dog, where are you?
Falling behind Pumpkin Batch.
I'm very disappointed Ken Dog's not in the knockout. I would have even given him
that would have been a fun
front wheel drives just for being there. We know Uncle Ken likes his Polo.
Yeah. Man, they should have had the Apollo GR4. Manny in the wall. I don't know if it was nudged,
but it's so easy to do there on the brakes. You get a little bit off onto the dirty side and it just runs you straight off.
Yeah, and also if you brake under cornering too much, it's sort of like the brakes lock up and you just send yourself sliding. I saw that a couple of times. It happened to me as well when I was just running a few laps for the sake of it. Lequera now pulling a big lead to Sam, 1.3 seconds, 1.4, it's increasing. Yeah. But Sam at the same time pulling a gap to Rusty.
57.0 last time from Lequera, but Hollywood went back into 56.9, so managing the gap there. Sam did a 56.9 last time around. Everyone else is in the 57s, 50.
So yeah, it looks like everyone has pretty much settled into this space. There is still a couple of close battles, but nothing too dangerous right now. It's like it's getting very close to Rusty now. Sam goes onto the grass at the final turn. I wonder if that's going to be a penalty. Yes, Steele does the same. Follows the unique Pace Motorsport grass line.
With a Bugatti
but
lawnmower.
Yeah, only slightly impacted the Bugatti lawnmower. That's a very expensive lawnmower. Where's the marshals? Yeah, so I don't know if penalties are turned off, but it looks like you can get away with running on the grass. It does slow you down a decent amount. Sam losing almost half a second on that lap. But yeah, it looks like this one is Hollywood's for the taking. Yeah. Lequera with the underrated going through the Alpha 155 to show its vintage dominance in the modern times. I wouldn't even have thought, because
We've got a good
that's
battle
why I know
for
it's
fourth here.
it's not slow in a straight line. It's not the alpha's not fast in a straight line, but it's
Well, we
not
can see
slow
on the-
either. So I think like once you get
We're
to
going
push
to
it,
Lequera at the start line. 185. Sam, I think about 188, 190. See, let's go. 189 for
Yeah.
JP Laser. What's he in? Genesis. This is about 6 k's an hour at the start finish.
Yeah.
3 k's an hour. Who's your favorite commentator? Ravanti, 50%. Steven, 50%. I think I'm going to vote
Ooh.
Ravanti there.
Ew.
He's my favorite. Silky smooth. Like a
Why
doll.
do why can my holes can't talk pretty much.
Press
But
9
it's
for
nice to see a
signal.
50-50. Press 9 on 1, please.
Every time he turns the internet on, you
Damn,
get
did
that
I miss the question?
dial-up sound. The question for the lucky draw.
Oh, man.
Who wants a question for the lucky draw? Get me 50 viewers and I'll do it.
Oh man, we're 12 away. That's not far off. And funny enough, you're speaking about the dial-up connection. When I had my first ADSL line here at this place, every time the garage door opens, internet cut. Garage door closes, internet cut. So imagine like this is a time where like if Friday night my dad's friends come over to like play guitar and have a little ball and whatever. And then my brother and I, we're busy playing games. The garage door opens, we just look at each other, it's just like, it's inevitable, and then we just disconnect from our game.
Lequera goes off at nasty turn a little bit, nudged the wall. He hasn't lost too much. He's lost a second so
No
far.
damage either.
He's still in second, but Sam's going to be right on him now coming into the last turn.
Oh, closing right up.
So he lost 2 seconds there. And that also, I don't know if you guys saw that.
Defends the corner. Sam with the undercut, the old switcheroo.
Oh, and then
very neat and tidy.
Lamborghini lawnmowers at the back there working out.
Lawn Moginis. Lequera looking for a move. Is he gonna go? Is he gonna go on the attack? Is Sam gonna defend? Swerves left, swerves right. Is Lequera gonna go for a move? No, Sam does break late.
Lequera with the
goes
cutback
onto the sand though.
Round the outside into the inside for the next turn. Great move, Lequera. That nimble.
Yeah, and that was all because Sam accelerated too early.
That big booty.
Yeah, Alpha was Bugatti. Who would have thought? Yeah, Lequera bouncing over the curbs there. He wants to get that second place. Oh, it's with a dominant display. Nearly 6-second gap now.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sam will be able to reply. He's got already a 1-second lead. Lequera does, just from that one little moment. And I think the Alpha 155 was probably the better choice. Hollywood does cross the line with a very respectable 6.5 second lead.
From at the back here. Everyone going.
Oh, you're still in
Holds
Rusty,
fourth.
separated by 0.08 of a second.
Yeah.
And same with
Manny.
Pump Batch Slag Ace, 0.07 of a second. Manny managing to get 6th position. You're still moving up to 4th. So I think it's Rusty, Supermanny, and you're still battling for position right now for this final race. And this is going to be the big one. Lequera gets himself up a lot.
Jacques doing donuts before the line, yeah, just to throw some celebration there. A little bit of Rhino utilities. Showmanship. That's what.
Hey, here we go.
Okay. So
One more. It's going to be close. It's again, once again, the world battle between Hollywood and Serious Sam. But these are going to be very, very critical racing to have to do now, because we're going to the SF's high downforce, high speed, high braking, and very temperamental on the acceleration. So I wonder if Pumpkin Patch is going to close the lobby, reopen it again just like last time. And funny enough, we see D-Man also dipped into 56.982. JP Laser with G70, also 56.808. So a good couple of guys dipping into the 56s there. Yastiel and Rasi missing out by less than 0.05 of a second. Superman, he does dip into 56.7, so almost pips the fastest lap from Hollywood, 2/10 off it. So close racing by these guys. Pumpkin Patch also 56.8.
it's your
This was
apology there from
insanely
Yastiel
close.
to JP Laser. I think that was possibly for that little incident we saw. Henny did make it back past Jacques before Jacques started doing donuts there. I know I said 50, but I did ask the question first, or say I'd give you the question before that. So the question from Rhino Utilities for the lucky draw is, what 3 services do they provide? And you'll find that on their Facebook page. So it's, what 3 services does Rhino Utilities provide? And the host has just crashed there, so we're probably resetting for the final race now. Mr. Rav, you can reshare that link for the competition?
Where is it? Where's it? Let me get that. There we go. Where's the there? I think this is the exact link. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you click on it? I don't know. I just sent the link in the comments. I don't know if it will allow me to do that.
Just I think,
oh wait, yeah, I forgot. Freaking exclamation mark giveaway. That's the bloody thing. That was a bit of a brain fart on my side. So yeah, if you want to go to that link, just type exclamation mark giveaway, and then Stream Elements will do its thing.
Yeah. So again, what 3 services does Rhino Utilities provide? JP may or may not be right, so best thing, go to the Facebook page and look for yourself. I think there was actually 4 words there, 3 things, but yeah, there's 2 races down. Ravs, what you thinking?
It's gonna be close. Like I said, now with Sam and Hollywood both on a win, they're gonna be competing. Even though they at this point, I think only if they completely lose themselves, that will put the races in jeopardy. But all they need to do is essentially bring it home in a respectable position. I would say top 5 at least. Wait, it's double points also. But I think top 5 should secure them their spot in the final running. So we'll see what they do. But I don't know if Kalen was able to update the points, or is he busy with that now? Man's like on
Kalen does something once, and you like 3 minutes after the race, has he done it again? Kalen, why are you so slow? We want to see live points. Let's go. Let's go look at the website.
We're gonna do this.
If we can share the website.
Sting says rhinoceros cleaning, servicing, and parts.
I don't know if you guys remember Ace Ventura.
Oh yes, how can you forget?
Yeah. So is that what he means by rhinoceros cleaning?
Rhinoceros cleaning. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh my. So I'm having fun.
Okay, now this race.
Cars here, my track.
This race is going to be interesting. Autopolis is if this is something that actually happens in real life.
Yeah.
So in the Japanese Super Formula racing, this is a real race.
Super Formula and GT 500. These cars in the early morning.
So you can even go YouTube. I watched one of the races, the real life races with these Super Formulas. It's crazy. It's crazy. All Gran Turismo needs is 20 drives on track, man. They just that's so annoying.
Make it 30. Why not?
Oh, that would be lovely. But imagine the lag, man. That's why I'm like, I say 20 because that should be manageable. But I mean, if you think about it, what is it? Since Gran Turismo 5, it was maximum 16. I think so.
Yeah, but
so
they can
I
have Nations Cup races with
there.
20, so I don't get it.
Exactly.
But anyway, thanks, Kaz. Thanks for 16 car lobbies and Toyota Hiaces. That's exactly what we want.
Yeah, the Toyota Hiace one make race. That sounds like a Stephen Berry special.
Go on Twitter and @Kaz Yamaguchi or whatever his name is. Okay, so
I saw little raindrops on the replay angles there. I wonder, is the rain coming early? Super. I almost said Super Henny. I think that was Manny and Henny coming close to touch there. Hollywood already putting on the wet tires he had. High is around Nürburgring 24-hour engine swaps and tuning allowed.
I saw
interesting. That's a race.
I saw with the engine swap that thing was like 1,000 horsepower plus. So be careful what you wish for, Trivi.
BRZ, the
LS7
Rampage engine. That is insane. Yeah, look at that. So that's the thing about random weather. We don't know when the rain will start. It could start early. It could start late. It could progress. It could be worse. It could last for longer. But yeah, I will see how much of a difference. Like, see, watching D-Man on screen already going off course. He's probably going to head back to the pits to put on the wet tires or intermediates. But with these cars, you can get away with driving on a wet track up until that dampness meter gets to about, I would say, 45%. So if you see if they I wonder what the drivers are going to do if they see the rain coming. Are they going to pit early? Because if that rain comes as I think the light blue segment, then the rain shouldn't be as effective on track. So you can still run like maybe 3 or 4 laps in the rain while it's falling, if it's in the light blue category. But from dark blue onwards, that's where you get to intermediate tires. But yeah, it's 3. I think it should be 4 random, one R08, and then 4 random again. That's at least what I saw in some of the practice lobbies. So I don't know if it's the same this way, or if it's 3 random, 1 rain, 5 random. Either way, it'll make things interesting. And I think, honestly, I think I should just leave it at that, to just make the drivers think a little bit outside the box, see what the weather's gonna do. I think if he resets the lobby, it might be clear, but we'll see from there. Again, this is the first time I've seen rain right at the start of the lobby in all the practice lobbies I've seen. So we will see now if when Bumper Batch changes the lobby settings, is it going to start rainy or is it going to start off dry? And I think every time you reset, it changes the random weather blocks just a little bit. But yeah, these cars are dangerous in the wet conditions.
Yeah,
they
can
be very temperamental.
Punkin sent me a WhatsApp, and his weather showing 3 blocks rain, 3 blocks like the settings show. Yeah, showing 3 blocks rain, so 5 blocks.
Yeah, then maybe someone didn't do the settings right in their practice settings.
No, I'm saying.
So I think
on his lobby now, on his side, he's getting 3 rain and 3.
Oh.
But we're seeing 2 extra question marks. So.
Oh, I see.
Something weird.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Huh. Pumpkin Red Patch is running a shorter race than everyone else.
Yeah.
That would be very convenient for him. I wonder if we're going to have to reset the lobby completely, or change the settings. I don't know, that's weird. 28 laps, it should show the same amount of blocks for everyone.
Yeah, he's got...
My end, anyone?
he's got 7 blocks.
Yeah.
We see 9 blocks, which is weird. But if it's in the middle... But yeah, it's not in the middle, it's one off...
I also see 9 blocks, to be fair. Are we just counting miss? Just check on your screen again, Stephen. Do you see 9 blocks?
I see 9.
I see 9 blocks on both sides. Yeah.
I'll send you the WhatsApp. Have a laugh at this.
What? Kaz, fix the game, please.
Please, Kaz.
We don't need cars. We need a better game. Okay, let's see what the reset does. Oh, that's that's very interesting, guys. And it's clear. There we go. No rain.
Yeah.
And now
weather's
it's
right.
7 blocks. What is happening? Kaz, fix the game. We are in trouble, Kaz. Now it's 3, 1, and 3. What? What is this game, man?
Yeah, it looks like we're going straight into qualifying. Yeah,
there we go, and the weather is correct.
Yeah, there we go. For anyone watching, 3 blocks, rain, 3 blocks. So we don't know, rain might come, might not come. We've got 8 minutes to qualifying this time, just to give the guys a few extra laps.
Yeah, and the one big kicker for the qualifying as opposed to the race is that these cars don't have their overtake or nitrous bottle in qualifying, but in the race they will have the ability to use overtake, which it's essentially like a little tiny boost, like the battery kind of system in Formula One games.
Just call it
Not
NOS.
as potent, but it's enough.
It's
Yeah, we
NOS.
can just call it NOS.
It's NOS.
Or NOS boost, whatever you want to call it. Afterburners.
Yeah. The GT community always, you see on Facebook, oh no, why is this car so slow? No, you must use the noise. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's always the thing. And some of the newer cars, I think it's the Valkyrie, I think has button where it doesn't automatically use battery, but not even DRS, it has its own battery, the Aston Martin Valkyrie.
Yeah,
its own little button, essentially like DRS, but it's like a boost battery button. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. The soft tires are not going to be worth running in the race because they will last for around 8 laps or so,
well,
thereabouts.
Depends. Just if rain is coming.
Depends on the drive and depends on the rain.
I can't remember how many laps did I say this race was going to be? 24? 3?
28 laps. 28 laps.
So if the rain comes around lap 9, 10 and you're on the softs and pit, could be very helpful, but if your tire's down you have to pit and then
that's the risk, yeah.
2 laps later. I think my strategy normally on a race with unknown weather, or that you at least know the rain's going to come in the middle or should come, I always just try to run as long as possible. That's
so I think everyone is going to go for the mediums, yeah. Unless there was certain... Sam goes for an overtake in qualifying, interesting. Sam is already flying. This is one thing about Serious Sam, is that he can be fast in these SFs, but he's... yeah, he can be so fast in these SFs, but they're so temperamental. And again, we don't know with the slight new physics change, how has it affected the cars, how has it affected the acceleration, how has it affected curves, because when they were running practice, I was also just running laps on my own in the back, and I spun more than I did with the Red Bull race.
Loving Jacques' livery, one for the livery fans, quite a colourful.
Where? Ooh, oh, that's very nice.
Early morning sunrise setting the background. Reminds me of that F1 clip from Kota and...
he goes off. Let's commentators discuss there.
It's not going to help his first lap. Throw some gravel on the track for the guys coming
and his
behind.
His second lap, because now he's going to have trouble. A slower start to the next lap. 1 minute 25, Serious Sam. Very, very fast lap there. 1.2 seconds ahead of Superman in second. D-Man with a 126.5 in third. Hollywood with a 126.7 in fourth. Laquera 5,000ths of a second. A 126.762 in fifth. Henny with a 127.9. Mr. DNG 128.1. Pumpkin Patch 128.1. You're still 128.5. Jacques with a 138. That is obviously not respective of what he can actually do.
What's a little bit scary,
the last 3 haven't set laps yet.
I see one of the pace cars going a bit wide there. Manny's going through the last sector. Sam overtook Pumpkin Patch on that last lap, and Manny goes off, ruins his lap. So you were saying Sam's lap, but remember Sam had to overtake in qualifying at the top of the hairpin, so did he lose some time there?
I think Pumpkin Patch just got out of the way. I saw Pumpkin Patch go wide at the start. Definitely not a good lap this time around, so he also made some mistakes.
Still time for another
D-Man
2.
also going second. Yeah, still going second now. So pace 1, 2, 3 currently. It's still seriously fast laps. I think the benchmark here was probably high 125s to low 126s, which is what a lot of the guys are hitting. But I don't know where Sam pulled that lap.
Well, maybe that being behind Pumpkin for the first bit gave him a bit of a slipstream.
Slipstream, possibly.
Rusty going
with a 125.8. So a solid lap by him as well. Ooh, that's exciting. That is really exciting.
Well, he's in a Mercedes livery, and it's an older one, so he's probably got DAS and all those other illegal parts Mercedes are in. Jacques
magic
on the dirt again there. just called Shark
Mr.
in the
DNG
background.
with a
there.
126.280 as well.
I was
So
about to make
Superman
a joke,
again
but it
brought it
actually
down.
is. He's running a 60-60 livery. Nice one.
Actually, that's funny.
I caught a
Pretty
glimpse of the
much.
colour. I was going to say, is that 60-60? And it actually was. Kalen gives Rusty automatic promotion. We've got Jastil currently third, getting a bit shaky there. He's got Manny behind him. So right now, some of the pace guys are dominating the front of the grid for the SF, front end of the field. Mr. G
Yeah,
and
but I mean,
DNG.
if you see the lap times from
Like
it's like Sam, it's a 127, 125, 131, 127. Rossi 138, 137, 125. And we'll see. So yeah, it's like just you can get one solid fast lap out of these cars, and then it's like if trying to improve. You'll either just mess up your lap or brake too early. With these cars, it's so difficult to nail lap after lap after lap. You'll see, like even someone like Hollywood who has stopped on track with decent. Yeah, he's got decent pace, so it's definitely gonna be there. I mean, the top, let's say one. Okay, from third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, separated by like 4 tenths. Yeah, all within the same second. Yeah, I think
obviously
everyone's
the guys
going
were
into
over
the pit, changing their tires.
I'm just going to quickly do a
Yeah.
lap.
So one thing I still don't know if this game does is does it if you entered to track and then you decide and you change your tires, will it keep that tires for the race, or do you have to exit and change your tires and then enter again to change your tires? That was something I know it didn't do in GT Sport.
No, it's the same. If you go out on soft, say you go out on mediums and you do one lap in pit and fit softs, then when you start you'll be back on mediums.
You'll start on mediums, yeah.
Or like my qualifyings that we've been doing, I normally have enough time that you can do 4 laps or 5 laps, whatever it is, and then there's a minute, 60 seconds left where you can go and change tires then, which is normally the better option.
Yeah, so Hollywood starting off in 7th position, so he's going to have a lot of ground to have to make up, but knowing his consistency, he'll be there in a couple of laps. Just watch that man, watch Hollywood, and see what he can do. And starting off on our front row, alongside RSA Rusty. 5 red lights, and we are underway. Good start from everyone. Rusty gets a bit of spin. And someone goes off already. Rusty goes way behind. Galexia Steel also on the way in. Superman on the inside of your Steel. There's a bit of bumping, and Superman gets punted left, right, and center. A lot of happening. So Superman now out all the way to the back. JP Laser as well involved there. Laquera involved. Laquera was that spun out on the launch. So a lot of happenings. All of that with Mr. DNG takes the lead on the soft tires.
On the softs.
So he's on the soft tires. Yeah, this is a big risk that Mr. DNG is taking, but if he can nail it, he'll have to be pushing all the way. He'll be pulling away from Serious Sam, who is on the mediums. You're still also opting for the softs. D-Man for the softs. Hollywood on softs. Henny on softs. Rusty on the mediums. Capetch on softs. Jacques on the softs. Slug Eastern on the mediums. Laquera on the mediums, JP Laser and Superman on the mediums. So Sam is our front runner on mediums at the moment. I wonder, this is gonna be a make or break for the soft runners, because as much as they saw that the early in the previous settings, the rain might not come when it's supposed to. I think the rain might be halfway into this race.
Halfway, it's got R8.
I would say 20 minutes.
Gran Turismo, it might not even come. Who knows? We could end up with just a pure dry race for all we know. It's supposed to come. That's
and
why
the So with the weather settings, with the random weathers, and it's looking very relatively clear at the moment. So this might be all in Sam's favor. Yeah, Steele is closing behind him. D-Man also very close to Henny as well. And Hollywood moving down now to 9th, so
he
not
went
having a
off
good
into
start for
the
him.
back section. He was in 5th, but ran wide. Still.
Mr. G&G with Checker
Yes.
6060 making a move.
Yeah, he's got 3 seconds almost already, but he's going to have to pit early. Like you said, you can already start seeing some wear on his tyres. Who does DNG race for? Is he in a team?
I'm
Besides
not
Checkers?
sure. I don't know at the moment.
But yeah. Then we've got a pace 2-3.
He also has the wrong's energy drink logo there on the car. It should be Slayer, not Switch.
Well, he can just switch to Slayer.
But yeah, switch to Slayer. Yeah, there we go. That's the right words.
Demon in 4th.
Demon very clear steal.
Henny
also making a big amount of positions there. Jacques as well.
Jacques up to
I think
6th.
the biggest.
Last to 6 challenge for
Ooh,
Jacques.
DNG with the 25-7. Yeah, it's gonna be a loss to first.
Slaggy was last on the grid. He had a great start, but then rode into the back of
Ooh,
that
Rusty goes for a
chaos.
spin. Rusty goes for a spin. I think he just pipped a curb, and then that sent the car flying into the wall. And now he's got damage as well.
Yeah, he was
I think
porpoising.
fortunately it's light damage, so
Mercedes
yeah, the
porpoising issue
thing.
returns. DNG another.
Yeah, so Superman has it
half a
all to
second.
do. But yeah, this is the thing where the medium runners might be able to breathe a sigh of relief, is that if the rain comes later, because I think by lap 8, or more or less lap 8, the soft runners are going to be very worn. This track is very focused on front tire wear, because there's a lot of high speed corners. And the low speed corners you have to be hard on the wheel and slow on the throttle. So the rear tires are very rarely getting lit up, but whereas the fronts are getting burned, crying out for mercy. You see the gap is staying relatively the same now. That the gap went up to 3.5, but is now just averaging at that point now. They're still not able to
I see
make up
Jacques.
time on Sirius Sam just yet.
Jacques running wide. into the
Jacques,
dirt, and then
goes for a spin.
He was actually back on the track, but dirty tires, I think, and
Yeah, an acceleration. Now he has to wait for a moment. So bad start
good
for
sportsmanship from him,
it was
staying out
JP
the way,
Laser. Yeah.
all the way from 5th down to 12th.
JP Laser, Supermani, Lequera, Jacques, Rusty, all having terrible starts to their race, and they have their work now cut out for them. 20 seconds behind the lead is Supermani. But yeah, like I said, hopefully they made the correct choice in to select the tires. You can see in the distance, in the sky, the clouds are starting to form. So this could play into the hands of the soft tire, but I think at most you could probably do maybe 10 laps on these soft tires, but that would really be stretching it.
Yeah.
You see that
quite
gap
sure,
is
I don't
already
wanna
starting
say
to come
it, but
down with Sam.
Yeah, I see Michael said Mr. DNG is one of the Sam guys. I thought so, but we've got Sam, we've got all these other teams joining recently, all the 3 acronyms, 3 letters. So yeah, Mr. DNG representing for Sam, along with JP Laser.
Yeah, so if Mr. DNG goes through, then it will be like OJJDS, it will be GTRSA, RBS, GT, DNG. No man.
So, guys, people who don't know
Nicknames.
new viewers think you're having a stroke.
Yeah, I'm just whipping out all the names of our top runners who aren't going to be in this race. They already promoted to the final.
Next week, Thursday,
So
same time.
yeah. Same time, same place. Yeah,
Same
place.
commentary. Sorry for you guys.
Same
on my
commentary,
side.
yes.
Sam had just closed in on Mr. DNG, but he's opened up another half second, so maybe Sam had a little bit of a poor exit of turn 1.
Yeah, I saw a bit of squiggles, but Mr. DNG also now losing a bit of time going out of that hairpin. You can see that second lap was a 25.7, lap 3 was a 27.1, and lap 4, 28.1. So soft tires really losing their edge already. But Mr. DNG also really burning through his rumble. He's trying to get as much of a gap as he can.
Oh, he just stayed on there.
I mean,
He's
yeah,
basically
Steele is again
driving
tire
with
whispering.
DNG is doing my tyre strategy, cooking them twice as quick as anyone else. Because if you compare his softs, we'll look at his softs now and then go quickly to your steel, half as much wear. D-Man also much better wear. Henny's still a bit better.
And Hollywood also going for a spin. Hollywood went for a spin earlier, sorry, just to cut in there. Losing almost 20 seconds on lap 4. So, a real dampener into Hollywood's race. But still not all of it to lose yet. DNG already going into the pits.
On lap.
And I wonder if he's going to go to another set of softs. 5 laps, very interesting. He could have still done another 2 laps with those tyres.
Well, the main thing is he got his
opting
sponsor,
in for, let's see.
He got his sponsor on TV for a while, so great job there.
Yeah, maybe I had to deliver some groceries there in the pits.
Stopping to drop a.
But now dropping all the way down to 8th.
DC says he might be on a wheel, so maybe Michael, if you're still watching, confirm if you know what
yes,
Mr.
might be on
DNG
controller.
is using, if he's controller or wheel.
So sometimes you can see on the inputs, but to be fair, DNG doing incredibly well to run such a fast lap time. Maybe he's even securing that far. Is there any points for fastest lap here?
No, not this time, but wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have been to his favor.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's driving like a cheeky 60-60 driver. Well, he's not on a bike, but maybe Kaylen has a bit of insight there to why those tires are getting burnt.
Yeah, just
all those deliveries that have to happen.
I see some guys answering the Rhino Utilities question. You have to click the link which is in the chat. We'll also share it on Discord. And you put your name, your contact details, and then your number there. GTSA is replying in the chat. So yeah, answer the question. There's a link.
And then you can click the link.
The question is, what services does Rhino Utilities offer? And we'll take all the correct answers and do a lucky draw with them over the weekend. And again, nice little Mercedes-Benz 1/18th scale diecast car.
And speaking of Mercedes, Serious Sam and Steel pulling a I think it's McLaren, but did McLaren get a 1-2 recently? I need to catch up on my F1. but yeah, I know McLaren were running at least 1-2 for a moment, so 2 boys sitting in first and second. D-Man not so far off in third place, but with a little bit more tyre wear than Yasteel. Henny also losing ground with a lot more tyre wear on the right side compared to D-Man and Yasteel. It still looks like he's going to be sorted for his tyres, although there is a 10-second buffer between him and Henny.
I was just about to say, I'm on board with him, or we're running with him now. He's gone from last, he's 5th currently, got a bit of a lead over that crazy pack of Manny Patch, DNG, who's pitted, and Sam Laser behind. So he's doing a great job there in 5th at the moment. Hollywood's down to 11th with Lequera. Those were 1st and 2nd in our last race. Full points this race, so it's shaking up the possible top 5 right now. Sam's doing a good job. Whereas Manny's been up there. Who else?
Kellen says, what's the chance that Pumpkin Patch's lobby is awake with 0% rain again? What are the chances? We'll see. I think the rain is, well, with Auto 8, the rain should come at about lap 15, thereabouts. So we'll see. We'll see if that's gonna hold true. I just by the setting itself, Auto 8 being in the middle, it should come at about lap 15, more or less. At least lap 15 for the leaders. Sam pulling a 2-second buffer from him and Yasteel. D-Man's still relatively close to Yasteel. He is in the 1-second buffer. So he's trying to pull back his game from the previous race. Henny also in it to win it. Also he's catching up with the rest of the pack as well. Superman bringing himself back up to 6th place again. It was lost momentarily after that first lap scuffle. So a very, very solid comeback by Manny so far, and we'll see again how he'll be able to do it towards the end of the stint. And then where everything can change is the rain. For one, the rain being on the wet track, they'll have to control themselves, they'll have to change the tires. And I think because of the short spell of rain, depending on what the guys will see, They could change it to full wets or just inters. Inters will be enough to hold off an RO8 spell, but if there's more rain after that, the wets will come fully in clutch. And with the new physics and tire simulation and all of that, driving on the wet line on this track will be difficult, but will gain you a boatload of time as opposed to driving the racing line. So we'll see what the guys will do later on in the race.
I see Mr. DNG's just passed Punkin, who's running with extremely dead tires, but he's going for a 9th lap on the softs.
Oof. Hollywood also going for his 9th lap.
Pity we didn't get the damp start that the previous random weather had.
That would have been interesting.
Rain always adds a bit of chaos, but rain is forecast.
Imagine the first lap chaos on the rain, bro. Yo, everyone would be off on the grass.
Currently looks like it's cleared a bit. The clouds that we had earlier are gone. Yeah, Punkin's doing...
Okay, Jacques going for another set of softs, okay, I think, which is a good idea. Because it would be no point to switch, and it would be no point to switch onto the mediums because the rain would be imminent later on. So he's going to have to climb back all the time he's lost and try to make up a pit stop as well. Sam 1 minute and 8 seconds ahead. Engine livery burning that fuel. RO8 with 3 randoms. RBS was predicting rain till the end. In 2 of the practice sessions I saw, one of the random practice sessions and the practice session I was in, the rain ended by, I think, about lap 18, and the other one ended at like lap 24. So yeah, it's all subject to change. That's why it is it rained.
Punkin's gone around again on his dead tires.
That's tough. We'll see a representation of the time last year. Because driving on dead tires now, losing a second in the first sector alone.
He was running ahead of DNG just now, 28. Now he's in the 29-31 last time around. DNG's gone down into 27 on the corner there. So in 2 lap and a half, he's opened 6.5 seconds on Punkin after passing him. The worst part about this track
wouldn't be ideal. Plus, the sky is still clear. I think Punkenberg might have been
trying to hold out,
hoping for the rain to settle in by lap 10. But that is not going to happen already. Yeah, 32 has already lost, I think, 3 seconds to Mr. DNG.
Yeah, this last sector is where
Superman, he gets past Slag. I didn't even see that. He's currently in 5th and making some incredible pace and time up to see it. It's crazy. It's Henny. Henny's also going to go into the pits. That mediums is showing its flare. Manny goes around the outside on the final corner and goes back into 4th, which is going to promote him up to 2nd place right now. So the medium run is really coming out with the best that they can hope for. Slag also is on the medium, slightly more worn than Superman. Mr. DNG also.
DNG is
very
up
close,
to 4th.
close
He's 18
contention.
seconds behind Sam, but he's good to go possibly until the rain comes. So he's not actually that far off Sam. He was ahead by 2 seconds, second and a half when he pitted. Maybe running some fresh mediums has been
so
helping
the
him.
rest of the guys, they're gonna run probably for another lap. I think the fuel will take them just to the end of lap 12, and then they're probably gonna fit on softs because, as you can see, the clouds are starting to form again, and that might be. I'm gonna check the weather radar while you check on the rest of the drivers to see if there's anything that shows up on the big weather radar in the menu, because that also I was actually checking that as in the practice race.
Says,
And funny enough, it's actually fun to check the big weather as it is, because what I see is a slight line, so we can see ahead of time. I don't know if you want to go out and check in the menu quickly. You'll see that slight little bar of rain show itself towards, I think it's probably going to be around about lap 14 or 15. So you'll have to wait till right at the end, but zoom out all the way to 200 kilometers. Like zoom out all the way. And then you'll see it be able to come in.
Yeah.
Zoom out more even. You'll see that bar just shows its face over there.
From in an hour's time it works reverse there, so that bar is what's about to hit the track.
Yep, exactly. So it's coming on track.
So there's rain coming,
Yeah.
but it's going to disappear. You can see there's the black clouds.
Superman, he fills full fuel and goes on to another set of mediums, which I don't think was the right call. But
Well,
I
he's only
think
going to
he's
be on
just
them for
playing
a
it
lap or
safe.
two
In the
anyway.
event,
DNG's
yeah,
got
so
the gap down
this
to
is the other
16
thing.
seconds now to Sam. Does Sam have to, can he get through? He has to pit this lap. He can't,
Yeah, so I think
doesn't
he'll
have
put
fuel to stay
for
out.
softs more than likely. Yeah, he
But,
doesn't have fuel to stay out for sure.
but his tyres are down and he's fuel saving a bit. I think DNG is going to be fine until the rain comes. So he should be back in the lead.
Yeah, and this is the other question. Like, okay, Sam is gonna go pit now. We'll see how much fuel he puts in. We'll see what tires he goes on to.
And as I say, that gap was 15 seconds. DNG runs off,
Oof.
loses 4
Fortunately,
seconds.
it's not a spin. It's brought your steel back onto the
onto
tail
his
of
tail,
this DNG there.
and he's got dirty tyres.
And we'll see. We'll probably see a bit
some
of battling now
boost
for.
here to get ahead. He lost for
Oh, and
4
your
seconds there.
steel has more boost.
Sam's gone straight for inters, which is high risk at this point. We know it's going to rain, but will he cook them a little bit? How much time will he lose on this lap? So he's 6 seconds behind
So yeah,
DNG.
he will cook them. He will cook them. I think he'll probably lose if it stays dry this lap. He will probably lose maybe a second and a half to 2 seconds, unless DNG and Yasteel are going to be battling. And we'll see what happens. The track is very misty right now, and the thing is, if the rain doesn't last long enough, you can stay on soft tires, you can stay on medium tires. Well, essentially, you can stay on the slicks. If in the moment between Hill and Mr. DNG, contact between the two of them, Sam does lose about a second and a half already, but he's going to gain a lot of that time back. Gains that second and a half, basically.
Bunch of guys going out on inters now.
Yeah, a lot of changes there. Hollywood now is still in 9th position, 12 seconds behind Pumpkin Patch, so he has not been having a great race at all. Lap 9 and 10 was a 1 minute 40, 1 minute 43. So it looks like 2 mistakes in 2 laps. Lequera's near his tail. RSA Rusty also catching up. Jacques is also catching up. And the rest, Miss DNG goes in, Steel goes in.
Is it raining
on the
though? I can't
tires.
see anything.
Let's see. Same year. Doesn't look like there's any rain on track at the moment.
DNG and they probably see the big black line coming on their weather radar, but I'm trying to find someone who's got a weather radar.
D-Man, yeah, I can't really see it.
Yeah, it's not showing us.
So,
but they obviously see the rain coming.
That's the
why
thing.
they pitted.
And this is where D-Man might have the edge here. The track is gonna get wet, but it might not be in intermediate territory. If it's by the looks of it, by that little band that we saw, I'm just going to check the weather radar again. If the rain is there for a very short spell, if it's there for a short spell, they can run medium dry tires even in wet conditions for a significant while. Until that bar reaches about 40%, that's where it starts getting dangerous.
Yeah, that's
and you can see now, D-Man already...
He's going to have to tiptoe through the
D-Man is going to struggle.
See the gap to Sam's 4 seconds.
Yeah, and I think Sam has timed it perfectly. I want to see.
Sam had to put on because of the radar. Sam had to put that lap. What's his name?
Manny there was the green bar as well.
DNG and Yasteel timed it the best, but they had already pitted. So that put some 11 seconds for DNG behind Sam. He's having a great race. Obviously focused, I think he's practiced on this event. While we just went in, so it's currently Sam on inters by 10 seconds. He's pulled 5 on D-Man. D-Man, you're going to have to box this lap, I think.
Ooh. Yeah, and it just all came undone. It was a very good, it
was worth it.
Very high risk, high reward kind of attempt.
DNG goes through. He's got fuel. He's got intermediates. Only 12 seconds behind Sam.
Yes, you're running slightly wide there.
He's
on the end of the final corner.
Managed to pull away from Sam. If DNG hadn't gone off and lost that 4 or 5 seconds, he'd still been a shot with catching Sam. Yeah. Let's go through the pack. D-Man's gone on to Inters. He's got a 3-second pit penalty, which also is not going to help him. Across the pit line, I think. Possibly because of those
as
slicks.
the entry.
Slaggy is currently in 4th place, all the way from last on the grid. So how's that for the tortoise and
Yeah,
hare?
that's a massive catch-up, yeah.
He's been around
And
the top
Superman
5,
also,
6 since all the drama early on, but he's just avoided mistakes. He hasn't been the quickest, but
he's been running a very clean race so far.
27, 28, 29,
might have been a bit
28.
lonely. Yeah, might have been a bit of a lonely race, but he's definitely kept it all on track. Yes, Lyric, exactly what I'm saying. Okay,
It's
while
Bonnie
Lyric
time.
shouts at Bonnie this time. Okay, Bonnie is a lot more loud and proud. It sounds like. Okay, rain stop. Yep, there was just a short little band of rain, so but enough to put the intermediate tires on, and now it's going to be whether the weather decides to come back for another round. Is the rain just taking its own little pit stop? See, from what I saw on the big weather radar, there was no other band of rain coming at all. It was just completely dry from here. But the rain might come in again towards the end of the race. So we'll see. There was a little bit of a green band, but for the time being, I see nothing on the weather radar. I'll have to check back once every couple of laps to see if there's anything more.
Can't quite see what Sean says the dogs are complaining about. Levi, hi, welcome. Ready for next week. Just sussing out the competition. Tribs should have the option to select doggers as best commentators. I definitely agree there.
Yeah.
Tribs first, doggers second, then me.
I see Henny is also having a bit of a bad race there. Going wide on that hairpin, and now he's under attack from Mr. DNG, is about to lap him there. So that's the thing. Is he going to be trying to get out of the way? Is it going to try and make his time back to avoid being lapped? And is this going to cause any issues for Mr. DNG here? You can see that gap is staying relatively stagnant from DNG to Serious Sam, 10 seconds. So if Sam can manage to keep it all on track, he is driving a lot more safe and sparingly. But soon enough, we'll be seeing the slick tires come on again. At this point, you can put them on, but it will be very risky to run, especially if you go off on the wet line. So I think maybe in about two laps, and this sort of mimics the one practice station I saw, was that by lap 18, the track was like pretty much dry for slicks, and it went on for the rest of the race. DNG is catching up a lot of time to Sam, but he is going to have to fill up some fuel as well. Sam just needs to change tires, so that might be an advantage for Steele as well. He might gain a good couple of seconds by putting and having no need to fuel up. Acer also needs to fuel up again. D-Man does not. D-Man going for the risk though. D-Man going from the intermediates to the slicks. So we will see if that's going to play.
Well, he was the one that tried to stay on the slicks, and that cost him quite a lot of time by not putting a lap before he did. Now he's going back the other way, so he likes slippery track.
So we'll have to see the exit.
The exit wasn't great.
He likes ice skating.
He's done a full 720 facing the wrong way with a 3-second penalty now.
Oh, yep, and that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. You
saw that
exit on full throttle.
Yeah, you got to even TC is allowed, so whip your TC on for pit exit when you're on slicks on a wet track.
And even under DC, that wet tires can the slicks on a wet ground, DC won't even be able to help you there. More so, it'll even assist in a spin out by trying to keep the tires straight. And Hollywood making up some good positions as well. He's now up to 7th, but still at 11-second gap between 7th and 6th place. Rusty is also challenging Hollywood here and there. Hollywood does go wide on the hairpin and allowed Rusty to get right into slipstream distance.
Yeah. So
and D-Man is going to serve his penalty now.
Sam's wearing his inters. He did that whole lap and a half, 2 laps before the rain came, that gave him a bit of a tyre disadvantage. He's now only 8 seconds ahead of DNG. DNG's got the advantage of the slightly declining track Same for your steel. They're each getting a little bit more grip from the one behind them.
Yeah, and I think we'll see them coming in for dry tires right now.
Yes has the best tires by far from the two ahead. DNG's cooking his fairly quickly, and Sam's are pretty well toasted as well. Gap's still coming down.
Yeah, and looks like no more rain for the rest of the race, according to Big Radar. That's just what I'm gonna call it. This Big Radar.
Yeah, Big Radar says box.
Box
So
box.
which one of our 3 leaders?
Let's see.
Include Slaggy here as well. Supermany, but
Yeah, it's
top
funny
5
enough. There's 7. Yeah,
7,
separated
8
all
between
by
all of
7
them,
seconds.
30 seconds between the top
7.2, 7.4,
So let's
7.3.
see. If I was just still with those inters, I'd box now. His front left's almost finished anyway.
Goes for another.
So,
And he leaves the room. Sam wanted to go for the pit, but
so
just
DNG also
missed it.
goes
So now he has to go into another lap.
Yeah, still hit the
Still.
undercut button. Let's see what happens. That
No,
also goes
no
through.
undercut.
They don't want to be the first to blink.
Also, the other thing about it is that the softs will probably last about 10 laps now. Going from lap, so maybe they just
doing
need to
8,
run
9
that
laps.
little
We got
bit extra.
Manny's the first to box. He's 30 seconds behind. But I don't think he'll have
Yeah, so we'll see. Mr.
more than 1 or 2
DNG
laps
moving up rapidly
advantage.
to Sam.
Yeah,
Sam is
must have
on
made a mistake
dead,
there.
burnt out tires. He's just forced to drive slow because dead intermediate tires on a dry track is just not it. Superman decides to opt in for the mediums. He goes and manages to get out unscathed, and now he's on his charge back. Hollywood into the pits, or I say Rusty into the pits.
Yeah. Last
And
lap
1
was
second separates Sam from DNG.
especially guys like Hollywood, mid-pack, now you got to go. Oh, and Sam runs off. That left tire screamed enough and didn't turn. So DNG goes through.
Yeah, and DNG goes to the lead.
You have to pit now. Sam's got quite a bit more fuel.
Yeah.
He's only 2 seconds behind, so he might still get out ahead. But he's got no front tires left, so I'll be surprised if he does another lap.
Yeah, no, he'll definitely come into the pits. Also,
So
like, what he's probably thinking now is that he probably could have taken the 3-second pit penalty to go in one lap earlier, because he lost all that time. He's lost literally about 8 seconds, 9 seconds.
Even 12, I'd say.
No, he was 7 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
14.
So they're all
He's
going
lost
in
around
now.
about 14 seconds because of that. And he might have just ruined his race, ruined his win because of it. So we'll see now how much time he's going to gain from that. DNG is going to come out ahead
He's gone for the mediums.
on the medium tires. Sam also on medium tires.
See, Sam with that fuel caught up 4 seconds. Yeah, still 1.2. So that gap that was 15 seconds between the two of them is now 3. Sorry, between the 3
Yeah,
of them.
and now we have, between the 3 of them, and now we have a serious battle on our hands. Because the DNG is going to be pushing as hard as he can. And if he wins, he'll be pulling a solid blunder, I would say, being on the controller. And I think, based off the movements of his car, I can quite honestly say that he might be on a controller.
Well, I know the
Those might
Sam
be-
guys are quite heavy into the Formula 1 game, so maybe that's a bit of a high downforce hack for Mr. DNG tonight, and Sam, JP Laser in 6th
Quite
place.
possibly. Yeah, no, and JP Laser has been catching up as well, but he's also on dead intermediates. D-Man getting close, contact again.
Trying to get
JP
through
Laser defending that position, trying to force D-Man onto the wet line, and unfortunately just nothing can come from it. He cannot defend, he
D-Man's on
cannot
his
attack,
fresh softs.
and that's fresh softs versus
There's also a point even-
completely dead intermediates.
Sam, they're dead intermediates. You're not going to be able to hold off a soft car, so rather than get involved in a collision, move over. Just
Yeah,
going
and
through
now
what's
Ms.
happening at the
DNG
front
is
here.
losing a lot of his boost
Sam's
as well.
closing down on DNG. Sam's still got quite a bit of boost left as well, so he's looking strong at the moment, but there's still a wet dry line with wet edges, so you need to time this overtake. He's still got 8 laps. The gap to your still staying constant. Still a very good drive.
A controller
by DNG.
SF meta. Mr. DNG instantly hired by Checker 6060. Yeah, we said he was dropping passes off when he had to do an early pit stop at the start of the race, and that seems to have come in clutch because now he's leading the race. So his delivery really went off unscathed. Probably a 5-star by whoever saw him there. Maybe a little bit of a tip as well. But he is really flying through ahead of Sam. He is almost out of overtake though, so Sam will be able to use boost for another few laps to try and catch up.
Yeah, Sam
We
JP
will see.
laser
1 second separates the lead.
went into the pits there, got rid of those dead inters. Hollywood's down to 9th again after his pit stop. Currently fastest first sector. Punkin 8, Rusty 7th, D-Man 6th. There's quite a big gap between D-Man and Rusty though, 17 seconds. So it looks like Rusty, Punkin and Hollywood are fighting for 7th place. Then another big gap, Sam, Lequera, Jacques fighting for
Jacques not having a good race here
10th,
as well. I see he's fighting the car more than anything else here. But still managing to keep it. Oh, goes onto the wet line though, onto the grass. Yeah, it's just unfortunate for him as well.
Managed to open the gap to Sam there a bit. But I think he has used almost all his boost, so trying to pull the gap, boosting away, but Sam's still got his up the sleeve there. You're still within touch. Slaggy 9 seconds behind.
And the nice thing about the controller also is that you can catch these mistakes, these slight little mistakes that or slip and slides that the SF has compared to the wheel, where you have to like really throw yourself. And with a lot of these guys in the setups that throw that the car does, that with slight spin out oversteer, it can ruin your arms. But Sam is trying to fight back. We'll see if there is anything in the tank. I think Mr. DNG is probably going to keep that boost up until he desperately needs it to maybe defend or attack. He might just keep it till the last lap. And you'll see he is pulling a solid gap from Serious Sam now.
Manny closing
2
down
seconds
on
plus.
Slaggy at the moment, down to 1.5. It was quite a big gap earlier, but after all the pit stops.
Yeah, and once again, a solid drive by Superman. Also, I think we might have seen him battling for the top 3 as well, for the lead possibly. With if that incident didn't happen on the first lap, but that's all what they call the butterfly effect. What could happen? What could have happened? So many what ifs. But as for the time being, there's a battle for 4th place that's gonna happen. Rusty, Pumpkin Patch, and Hollywood, very close contention between each other, and then Mr. DNG bringing out of what is really an underdog from just making it into the top 14 shootout to possibly win on win on hand here.
Yes.
So, and with that double points, he might see himself into the final. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but we'll see. This one is double points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just over 25 for when
throwing
Lequera
everything.
and JP Laser having a good battle here. Lequera on old softs and JP on new mediums. JP breaks himself into turn 1 and does a bit of reorganizing of the gravel.
Yeah, a bit of a raking happening there. But unfortunately, now he's going to have to find all that time again to Lequera in 10th place.
Yeah. I know Sam
Hollywood,
will
Pumpkin Patch very close to each other.
I think if Sam stays second, he's still probably going to win overall for the night anyway. Just on his
and now you're still within a second now.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, you still opted for the softs. Okay. You still went to the softs. Very interesting. We'll see 4 laps to go. He should be able to bring those tires right towards the end. So he might even take a second place from Sam. But yeah, he doesn't need to fight it. Sam just needs to bring it home, and he will be in the final. So as it is right now, Sam has done like a very, very good series of races. Coming first, second, or first, third, and then possible second now, which is being under attack by Astelia. So don't count him out just yet. And I think Astelia is also going to be wanting this possibly second place to secure himself into the final race as well, and so with Superman. 1.2 seconds, just under, and up and down pips the time. So Isra is going to be driving his heart out. Superman is going to be driving his heart out. To try basically just to get that extra points, get that double points, and secure their spots in the final race. But again, anything can happen. One little mistake, and you off onto the grass, and that could lose you a large amount of time. As much as the gap is 7 seconds to D-Man and 2 seconds to Rusty, we've already seen Hollywood unfortunately losing out a lot of time with his slight mistakes here and there. But he's trying to make it back and closing up to Rusty at the moment. 0.6 seconds.
He's closing quick on Rusty.
He's flying.
He has just overtaken Pumpkin Patch on the last lap I was watching. Rusty's on old softs and Hollywood is on fairly fresh mediums still, or fairly good mediums. So I don't know how long Rusty will be able to defend there. Both got similar levels of boost. But I think that's about as high as Hollywood will get. 20 seconds to D-Man. So 7th place in the main race. We'll have to see how far that gets Hollywood overall in the final scheme of things. He might still just sneak into the final. See, we've got our chat there asking, should we GT bring back F1? We've got, I don't really use the Merc F1 in GT Sport. I didn't enjoy it as much as the SF. Even the F1500 was more enjoyable, I think. Here we've got the MP44. I don't know if you've driven it. I haven't used it much. Great car to have and drive, but I think these are far more raceable. Even then, they still got a lot of dirty air. But it's nice to have them, so more the merrier. Just not more highs, please.
Yeah, and this is just the thing with Gran Turismo, is that a lot of, I would say the vast majority of the cars aren't really used in any situation. Like Gran Turismo Sports Group X, that's essentially what we have with a lot of the cars here. They can't be used unless it's a one-make race. Like, for example, the Chaparral 2X, that car with a rocket that sounds like firecrackers. That thing I've driven before. I mean, it has been in time trials. Yeah, well, I've run one time trial with it. It was around Daytona trial. Rust was in the pit as I'm speaking here, so he just decided, those soft tires aren't gonna work. Might as well switch to another set. So yeah, I can see the Mercedes porpoising really having an effect. Yeah, I think he just would have lost more time.
What are you guys doing on the radio? So it puts Hollywood 20 seconds behind D-Man and 16 ahead of Rusty. Pumpkin Patch also pitted there.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know, he must have
so now it's going to be a battle for 8th place.
Sam JP's come back to 10th, Laquera's in 11th, Jacques 12th at the moment.
Oh, you're still in the wall on the final corner going towards the straight, and that's going to lose him.
Slaggy and
3rd place. Slag is now into 3rd and 4th. Yeah. Oh, yeah, still is not going to be happy with that one.
No, he should
he's going to be so upset with that one.
He lost 16 seconds there. That's such a little tricky moment. He's still got 3.5
and I think just getting up on the curves, just getting up on the curves there, and that's actually a sad way to have his race done.
I was watching
after being close in contention for 2nd.
Slaggy and
we still have the battle for 3rd,
but battle for the podium. That was what I was.
Yeah, and now Manny is in the slipstream. With a little bit of boost. There's no boost left. Yeah. Tires are similar here. We'll see. 1.5 laps to go. This DNG is now 2.7 seconds ahead of Sam. Sam can't do anything to get the reply onto him with the DNG. So DNG running a very odd start, but managed to fly through towards the end.
Michael pointing out we've got 2 Sam guys in the top 3 now. So we've got Sam team, then we've got Sam from Pace, then we've got Sam team, then we've got Manny from Pace, Steele from Pace.
Yeah, so I think the redemption basically for Yeah, so we have a lot of Sams. And yeah, so final lap, and the main battle is going to be here between Slag Esther and Manny for the
Yeah.
podium. Yes, Manny used up all his boost, is now 3 tenths behind Slag Esther. There's going to be a very close one, doesn't go for any moves. Yeah, that would have been sent from a different postcode if he had to go for that guy.
No one's got
But
close to.
less than 3 tenths.
No one's got close to Mr.
And
DNG's fastest lap early
they,
on, even with the
yeah,
low fuel.
27. Yeah, 27-2 for Slag Esther, 27-1 for Superman, his fastest lap. But this is going to be very close. Can Slag Esther defend? There should be an easier. The final section should be easier to defend. 1.7 seconds separates Mr. DNG and Sam. If can hold it together, he should be able to take the win, even if Sam is approaching rapidly. And Sam, do not fail this. He has had three great races so far, minimal mistakes compared to what he has done in the past. The entire seasons, he had a lot of spins, a lot of mistakes during the
Manny
season.
must have run a
But
little bit wide
as
there.
the looks of it, you know,
Lost
1
a
second
second.
separates Slag Esther from Manny. But it is going to be Mr. DNG with the win, taking home a
DNG.
very, very
I know
solid race.
DNSs did not
Mr.
start.
DNG
DNFs did not finish. What is DNG?
did
not give up after his little
Give
run
up.
off earlier.
Yeah, the serious Sam finishing in second.
Definitely
So
new
he
goat.
is
I don't know.
definitely
Well,
the top.
well done, Mr. DNG.
And Slag Esther and Superman is separated by 0.8 of a second. Yes, still does manage to pip D-Man by 1.3 seconds for 5th place. D-Man now for falling to 6th. Hollywood just coming through around the final sector, taking it easy, and managed to get through. Barring any mistakes on this final corner, it's got out just still a couple of times. But yeah, cruising through to take up 7th place, and what will probably secure his spot in the final race.
I think I'm almost
Rusty.
more impressed with Slaggy in third than DNG in first, because DNG was up there from the start.
Yeah.
Slaggy started last.
Yeah. And then again, Superman is dramatic. The recovery from being punted to last in the first lap.
Yeah.
So also
Yeah, we-
big recovery from him.
Again, so all results are provisional. We don't know what happened
All
there.
results are provisional.
I was watching onboard
Free
with-
delivery for a week, Sean says.
we were watching on board with Slaggy at the start, and there was an incident up front, and he got caught up in that. So he could have even had a little bit more.
Look at Jacques. That's not how you do it, though. There we go, Mr.
Rhino
Oops.
Utilities.
Into the wall.
So
Mr. Rhino
while we're looking at
Utilities.
Mr. Rhino, go to their website, find the 4 words or the 3 services they provide. I'm not going to complain if you put 3 of them and not the 4th one. I think the 4th word was just services, so there was something to that effect. But go to Discord. We should have the link shared there shortly on the community announcements. Answer the question and then join the lucky draw for a nice little diecast model this week. Let's go look at
Final
this.
lap times, it ends up with Rusty taking the fastest lap at 25.3.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
extremely
low
fast
fuel
lap
and
time,
soft tires for the last couple laps, and he pinched it just after I said no one was coming
Pinched
close.
it. Exactly.
Punkin, what's a
So
Punkin?
Mr. DNG with a solid race there. Getting out a good lead at the start, having to put early, but managed to get
Ran
good time
off
in the
just before the
rain as well, and then
rain
ran
came.
off.
Lost about 5
Yeah,
seconds.
ran off in the rain.
Sam
And
stayed
Serious
out
Sam
on-
did also lose a lot of time with that intermediate blunder. I think,
Yeah.
like right now, probably
Well,
it
not
would have
blunder,
been
but
better to
had-
take the 3-second penalty.
Yeah, that extra lap with the dead front tire. Who else
Yeah,
we got
because
here?
the penalty would have lost him maybe 5 seconds or so, but running an extra lap on dead intermediates lost him 12 seconds. So yeah, there's another tip for everyone racing. If you're thinking about
Not pitting and tires
asking a
red,
pit penalty and your tires dead pit rather, take that 3-second penalty because you'll make up that time in that out lap.
Yeah, box.
Box.
Don't be like Charles Leclerc and Cyrus Sam, who wake up in the night now hearing that. Should have put it.
Yeah, should have.
Some surprise results, but we'll have to see how it shakes out. Sam should definitely be through without any penalties, which I don't think he would have. Second place, first place, and I think a third. Manny probably is through. Mr. DNG definitely, I don't remember his first 2 races, but he should be very close to through. Then guys like D-Man, Hollywood, who were towards the front early on, they got some good points in the first race, and then 6th and 7th, so we'll have to see. Check the website, provisional results probably be out soon, and then we just have to wait for any reports over the next 24 hours and finalize everything, and everyone will get the top 5 to see who's going to join our top 10 next week.
Yeah, awesome racing, guys. Shout out to all our drivers, shout out to the sponsors. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next weekend as well. Next week, Thursday.
Yeah, check out the Gran Turismo Facebook page, Gran Turismo South Africa website. On the website, don't forget the competition. Just want to quickly see who are we racing with next week besides these guys. Top 10 that qualified were Richard, VSR Richard, then Levi, SMP3 Pro, Runavane, Ghost Killer Pace, GTRSA, RBS GT Racing, Cavar Steve, OJJ DS, and Junelli, plus whoever made it through here. So that's a packed field. I'm so glad I'm not in that race. Definitely.
Same here, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I still think you possibly would have been there, so I'm still upset with you, but I'm glad you commentated, so thank you.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and I think you appreciate having a co-commentator when you need to take a breather, and I appreciate. It's a nice conglomerate.
We just
nice,
appreciating each other.
Exactly.
Thanks to everyone.
And we appreciate all of you as well.
Thanks to our sponsors, Mr. Donuts himself, Jacques from Rhino Utilities in Sanin. Don't forget their competition. Mayfair Gearbox, shout out to Dino. Then Right Recruitment, and as always, TGN and Track Art. See you guys next week. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you to GTSA. Awesome races, guys, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Enjoy your weekend.